All right, well, good evening, fans. Those of you tuning in live here tonight on audiosportsonline.com, your home for Avon football. I'm Rob Kendall along with Lek Zorn. We are getting ready for high school football this evening as the Avon Orioles, with a record of 2-3, will take on the Fishers Tigers. We've still got about 35 minutes up on the clock, so welcome those of you tuning in early this evening. We're going to take you through the pregame, thank some of the fabulous sponsors, have some pregame festivities, and all the rest for you here tonight on audiosportsonline.com. And Lek, boy, I'll tell you what, big game for the Orioles tonight as they look to get back to 500 on the 2020 campaign.
Yeah, that's right. Avon last year went 9-0 in the regular season, finished number one in the AP poll the last 8 weeks of the regular season, then had that heartbreaking first-round playoff loss to Brownsburg. This year, with a lot of their offensive stars being seniors, there was hope that they would contend for a state championship. However, they got off to a very shaky 1-3 start amid a lot of defensive problems. Last week, however, on the east side of Indianapolis, they did get a big 35-7 road win at Franklin Central. And tonight they play the Fishers Tigers, continuing Hoosier Crossroads Conference action. And Fishers enters the game at 1-4, so this is a great opportunity for Avon to get their first winning streak of the season. And after tonight, they have one tough game next week at Westfield, and then a couple of much softer games after that against Zionsville and Noblesville. So a fair shot to win out the remainder of the regular season and enter the playoffs at a 5-game winning streak, which they'll need because their sectional includes not only Brownsburg, the number 2 team in the state, but this year Carmel is in the sectionals. So
yeah, obviously the redraw, one of the toughest, if not the toughest sectional in the state of Indiana. And of course, they played the Bulldogs a couple weeks ago. We've been off from bringing you the broadcast for a couple weeks, only doing home games, of course, this year due to COVID restrictions, and they've tried to let each school do their own home game. So welcome those of you that are joining us tonight here on audiosportsonline.com. We're certainly very pleased and excited to have you with us tonight, wherever you're tuned in from, as you join us throughout the broadcast. And, of course, Avon out there on the field. You can see them in the middle of your screen. They're going to wear the black jerseys tonight, black helmets, white letters and numbers, white pants. The Fishers Tigers are the visitors tonight on the scoreboard. They're going to wear the road white jerseys, red letters and numbers, red helmets. And before we get started tonight, I want to take a moment to thank many of the fine folks who make it possible for us to be out here tonight. Of course, we start with Brad Holsinger, Lance Larkey, the entire athletic staff out here at Avon High School, doing a tremendous job dealing with all of the issues related to COVID-19 and try to keep people safe. A couple of reminders: if you are coming out to the stadium tonight, if you have a ticket to get in, of course, if you don't have a ticket, they're not going to give you one at the door. It's pre-sale only, sold out. Wear a mask, bring a mask. They do require you to have that throughout your time here at the stadium tonight. So if you're planning on coming out tonight, make sure to bring a mask. I want to thank, obviously, the entire Avon athletic staff doing a great job getting these home games out this year. Let's thank some of the sponsors who make our broadcast possible. They include Andy Moore Ford. Andy Moore Ford has you covered for all your automotive needs, new, used parts, or service. Go to andymoore.com where you get more for your money. And by Avon Orthodontics. Avon Orthodontics, the office of Dr. Greg Johnson and Nick Broussard, has been creating great smiles since 1955. And BSN Sports is a proud sponsor and official provider of uniforms, apparel, and spirit wear and equipment for Avon Athletics. And Chick-fil-A Avon. Order on the app and skip the lines. Download Chick-fil-A One today. And again, we do welcome those of you just tuning in tonight here on audiosportsonline.com. Again, I'm Rob Kendall, Lek Zorn with me throughout the broadcast this evening as the Avon Orioles getting set to take on the Fishers Tigers live tonight here from Avon, Indiana. And, of course, Avon 2-3 on the year now, and last time we were with you, a tough loss at home here against the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, a game Avon was way down in, came back all the way back in fact, had a chance to win the ball game late, relinquish the lead, and ultimately the Hamilton Southeastern Royals ended up prevailing in that contest. And so Avon looking to certainly never want to lose, and Mark Bless has taken great pride in his career at Avon High School about defending the home turf, so certainly something They want to not make a habit of, and a great chance to get back on track tonight against the Fishers team, who, as Lex said just a few moments ago, has really struggled throughout the 2020 campaign, and certainly with a longtime head coach Rick Wimmer stepping aside, it's a program in a bit of a rebuilding here tonight. The sun's still a factor out on the field right now, as you can see. Not sure how much longer that's going to be a factor. Obviously getting darker earlier and earlier this time of year, and the lights will come on. And, of course, Avon always has a very beautiful facility in which to play football. I want to thank Jason Dozier back in the AudioSportsOnline.com studios, doing a phenomenal job, as always, keeping us on the air tonight, letting us know we're still on the air. And, by the way, if you're tuning in, if you're popping in throughout the broadcast, we would love to hear from you. Let us know via Twitter, at Rob M. Kendall on Twitter, at Rob M. Kendall on Twitter. Let us know where you're listening from. We'll try to get your name read throughout the broadcast tonight. And we welcome those of you tuning in. We have a lot more viewers this year, of course, with the limited capacity here at Avon High School. So whether you're here to see the ball game itself, the dance team, the band, the pregame, whatever it might be, we certainly welcome you here tonight to AudioSportsOnline.com. Of course, we have been your home for Avon football for 15 years now, our 15th year broadcasting the Avon Orioles football games. Let's thank some more of our sponsors that make the broadcast possible. Need apparel for your favorite team? Find us online at lmspiritgear.com. And Avon Oral Surgery would like to wish all Avon athletes good luck this year. Go Orioles! The Beacon Sign Company is the official sign company for Avon Sports. And BJ's Restaurant. Hungry? How about BJ's Restaurant Avon? Come visit us after the game for pizza and Pizookies. Proud sponsor of Avon Athletics. Go Orioles! And by Fry Electric. Please remember to call Fry Electric for all your electrical needs. And Harmony Baptist Church of Avon. Harmony of Avon, loving people and sharing hope together. Experience more at harmonyofavon.com. Again, welcoming those of you just tuning in tonight here on AudioSportsOnline.com, your home for Avon football as the Orioles of Avon set to take on the Fishers Tigers. Avon enters with a record of 2-3. It's been a rough go for the Tigers at 1-4. They were a tough luck loser last week as well. So both of these teams kind of trying to get the ship righted. And we've talked with Mark Bless many years. We're not doing the Mark Bless show this year, of course, due to just the fact that we're only broadcasting home games. We hope that'll return next year. But we've talked many times on that coaches show over the past decade plus that it's not where you start the season, it's where you end it. And, of course, he's been on both sides of that. He's had some teams that started great, even last year's team, undefeated throughout the regular season. You lose in the first round of the playoffs. He's also had some teams over the years that maybe it takes them a couple weeks to get rolling, to find that gear, to find that, sort of camaraderie and get everybody on the same page. And they end up doing really well in the playoffs. So it is certainly a mixed bag. And what you really care about is where you're playing when you start that first round of sectional action, because that's what people remember. And so with that win last week, good chance to get another one this week. The Avon Orioles will look to get to 3-3 on the year and ride some momentum into that final third of the regular season. And, of course, it is an amazing thing to think that we are now 2/3 of the way. After tonight, we will be 2/3 of the way through the regular season. Of course, normally that's no big deal, right? I mean, time flies when you're having fun. Normally we don't say a lot about it. We don't think a lot about it. But this year, obviously, it's a big deal. And it is a testament. It's a testament to the Avon players. It's a testament to the coaches, the parents, everybody involved at the Avon School District, district-wide, that they've been able to follow protocols, precautions, et cetera, to get these games on the field every week. And that goes for all the schools in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, because as we have found out, and schools have found out across the state, that one school, one decision can, kind of be a big deal. And so, really just a testament to the entire Avon community. We're actually going to have a presentation coming up here for you at 6:40, so about 6 minutes from now, for Blake Fisher, an All-American presentation. Of course, he's headed to Notre Dame, I believe, is Blake Fisher. And so a big presentation coming up for him, a very proud moment for Avon High School. So that will be coming up here. You can actually see it right there in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. We'll zoom in on that when it's time. Right now we're letting you enjoy the pregame warm-up for the Avon Orioles. Let's thank some more of our sponsors. The team at Bailey Family Dental is always warm and friendly, wanting to take care of all your dental needs from ages 1 to 100. Dr. Bailey and his staff provide excellent dental care without fear or concern. We at Bailey Family Dental would like to wish all the athletic teams good luck. And head to Ralph's Muffler and Brake Shop, located next to Lowe's on Dan Jones Road. It's first come, first serve for your free estimate. Visit Ralph's Muffler and Brake Shop for all your car care needs. And Mosquito Joe's. We help you ditch the itch and make outside fun again. 317-350-1131. Go Orioles. And Larkin Collision has been supporting Avon Athletics for over 20 years. Steve and Debbie Larkin and their family are proud to be Avon alumni. Everyone at Larkin Collision wishes the Avon Orioles good luck. And Rob Kendall along with Lex Zorn here at Avon High School tonight. And we do want to point out, if you're watching the broadcast right now, take a moment, send a thank you to Brad Holsinger, the athletic staff, Avon High School, Avon Community School Corporation. They're letting you have these games for free, and I say letting you have that because many, many schools across the state, many schools right here in this conference, Lec, are charging people to view these games. Avon felt it was very important that it's no fault of people's own that they can't be out here. They wanted to make them free. They've really stepped up. The sponsors that we're reading have really stepped up, and we're actually one of the few schools bringing you football games for free in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference across central Indiana, and that's really a testament to the collaboration of Avon High School, the athletic department, the sponsors. They all kind of come together on that one.
Yeah, I mean, this year, this is my 9th season of commentating high school football here in my home state of Indiana. And it's something I've always enjoyed tremendously, but this year it's been a special feeling because I see the extra mile to which so many people have gone through to make sure that we had a season, which even a week or two before, I was still having doubts. And thankfully, here we are now, week 6 of 9. I mean, we've gotten to the 2/3 mark of the regular season, and that itself is a triumph, but it wouldn't have been possible without all these extraordinary people here, not only directly, at Avon High School, the players and the staff and the faculty, but also the fans here and all the great sponsors who've made sure that the season went on, that we got the games broadcast, and then we've had overwhelming support, watching the video broadcasts.
Yeah, and don't forget, obviously thousands of people tuning in each week through our first couple broadcasts, but if you miss any of it live, we do have the archive up on the broadcast page. We try to have that up by the next day, and you can go back and watch that anytime you want. So if you miss the game, you got to step out, you got to step away, miss a key part, you'll be able to go back and watch it right there on audiosportsonline.com. Again, I'm Rob Kendall. He's Lex Zorn. Just a reminder, we've got people popping in right now. I know as we're getting ready to go, we're going to have a special presentation for Blake Fisher coming up here in just a few moments, about an All-American presentation for him. And so we will have that. We'll zoom in on that, let you have that. We still got about 22 and a half minutes up on the clock, so we're still a ways from getting our game going here tonight. And like we're talking a little bit when you had to step out there for a moment, that this is really a big game for Avon because it gets you 2 wins in a row. It gets you that momentum to head into the final third of the season. And even though we don't have the Mark Bless show this year, Coach has talked about this over the years, the momentum really matters when you head into that final week or two before the regular season ends to get you into the postseason. I know Coach has had teams like last year undefeated during the regular season. You fall in the first round. You've had some other teams, though, that maybe it took them until a week 5 or 6 to kind of find that stride. Maybe they were 2-2, 2-3, and they end up doing pretty well in the tournament. So it's all about kind of where you finish, not where you start.
Yeah, it's about finishing strong. And, I always go back after, you and I commentated that game up at Brownsburg where Avon's perfect season came to a painful end there in the first round of the playoffs. I started thinking, back in week 7 against Westfield, week 8 against Zionsville, eye-popping 3-point wins. Yes, the wins preserved the perfect record, but in retrospect, I think had, Avon lost one of those games, I think it would have brought them down to earth and maybe taken away a false sense of security that I think they had going into that Brownsburg game. And so, it's this year it's been the opposite. There was the 1-3 start. They gave up 62 points in the opener to Lawrence North. Then they did come back and beat Ben Davis 54-13 next year, but then a couple of tough losses in a row. Really, the Hamilton Southeastern loss, what was disheartening about that game is going down 25-0. Yes, they made a valiant comeback. We went down 25-0, made it 28-25, but then I think we ran out of gas in the process, and Hamilton Southeastern got those 2 late touchdowns to get the win. And then the win at Brownsburg, obviously you want to beat your in-county rival, but that wasn't really that bad a loss. Brownsburg is number 2 in the state right now.
And they had a lead at about midway through that game. They actually had a lead they were hanging on to there for a while.
Yeah, so they played fairly well in that game, but then last week they really, they put a really solid game together on both sides of the ball. Got a 35-7 win, granted over one of the weaker teams in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, but it was good to get back on the winning track tonight. A very good chance to win this game. Fishers, not only are they 1-4, but they're averaging only 14 points a game compared to 36 for Avon. So if this is just an average offensive game for the Orioles, it's going to be very hard for the Tigers to stay competitive.
Yeah, and again, just a reminder, I know we still got some folks rolling in here. If you're coming out to the game tonight, Avon High School asks that you bring a mask if you have a ticket to view the game in person. If you don't have a ticket, don't bother coming because it's at capacity or will be at capacity in terms of those tickets out. But if you have a ticket, you're getting out, you're rolling in. Make sure to bring a mask and be a part of that. And now, like as I said, we're gonna lower our camera down here just a little bit, and we're gonna have a presentation, All-America presentation for Blake Fisher. And, of course, you can see Brad Holsinger right there, the Avon Athletic Director, getting everything kind of geared up and ready for this. And, boy, what a very special moment for him. Of course, I believe he's Notre Dame bound. And you can see the Avon Orioles there huddling around the I don't know what you call that. Not a placard. What do you call that setup there, some sort of it's very nicely done.
I don't know how you describe it, but that's why I'm glad we got a video broadcast, so at least the people can see it. They can probably figure it out better with their eyes than we can describe it. So
it looks like one of those boards, like those guys do the post game backdrop. There you go, boom. Yeah. Thank you, boy, man. I am slipping. That's terrible that I didn't know that. Yeah,
I didn't either.
It looks just like what those guys do in the post-game news conferences. I mean, that is big time. That looks very official right there, and they're getting ready to go with that. And we're going to pause here as we line up this and let the PA announcer. I think they're going to take over with that, and I think Coach Bless may say a few words here as well. What a great presentation, All-American, and let's see. There is Blake getting greeted there now by his coach, Mark Bless. See him there, the big guy there. And what a great honor for him. We're just filling some time here before the big presentation. By the way, Blake Fisher listed at 6'6", 350. And he looks every bit of that, my friend. He is a big dude. And, boy, what an asset he is going to be at the college level here just about a year from now.
Yeah, and I think one great thing about him going to Notre Dame is that, I've always been a Notre Dame fan. I mean, they've never been my number one team, but they've always been a team like when, like IU or Louisville, wasn't playing, I usually cheered for Notre Dame. And, they've generally stockpiled their roster with players from the best Catholic schools across the country. And so it's always good when a local person, when an Indiana boy goes there.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, he's very deserving of this award. Okay, now I think we are going to have our presentation, so we'll be quiet here for just a minute. All right, we'll fill a little time here as he's getting that jersey out there. I think that's what he's doing. Yeah, that's what it looks like. There's the hat. And there you go. He's got the hat on. Oh, there's the jersey. There you go. All right.
21.
Blake Fisher, All-American. Boy, what a big honor. And it is interesting, Leck. I mean, we'll pause here for a moment. I think he's going to say a word or two.
Okay, good.
All right. Can everybody hear me? All right. First, I just want to give an honor to God because without him, I am nothing. I want to thank my parents, my mom, my dad for being there every step of the way. From when I was a young boy to now kind of a young adult, I would say. I want to thank my family for being here with me, standing by my side through my highs and my lows. I want to thank Mr. Holsinger, my teammates, Coach Bless, Coach JJ, the whole Avon coaching staff for giving me this opportunity to stand here in front of the Avon community today. I just want to say thank you and go. To me, an All-American, it's an unbelievable experience to have this opportunity. Not a lot of people get to experience it, and it's just a blessing that I'll never take for granted.
All right, so there you go. What an honor for that young man heading to the Irish next year, and saying a few words there, thanking all the folks that made it possible. And so there you go. All right, a great way to start off our ball game here tonight in the pregame show. Again, if you're just tuning in, that was the All-American presentation for Blake Fisher. He'll be playing in the All-American game later this year. And boy, like it really speaks volumes that they were listing the long list of people who have played in the All-American game. There's already been an Avon Oriole, Brandon Peters.
Yeah, that's right. And it's just amazing what a great job Mark Bless has done here over the last 11 years in turning this into such a hotbed of talent developing. And Brandon Peters was our 2 starting quarterbacks ago. Of course, he wound up at the University of Michigan, not starting there, and doing very well for the Wolverines. Then his successor, Cameron Meisner, went to play at the University of Indianapolis, a very good Division II school here on the south side of Indianapolis. And now Henry Hessen, obviously he's going to go to a big-time school, probably Division I, and do very well there. So, and that's one reason why I'm glad that most years, not this year obviously, but most years we commentate the Avon freshman and JV games. A lot of people probably think, isn't it boring to do those games? I said, no, I always love looking at who Avon has coming down the turnpike, and, who knows, maybe someday they'll let us start carrying the Avon Youth League championships. They do a marvelous job. And one thing that's very important to understand about running a big-time high school program is that it's the casual fan who just goes to the game, they don't really understand this, but they start working with these kids around 3rd grade. They have 3rd grade teams, 4th grade teams, so on, and so by the time these kids are in high school, they've already developed in the program for 6, 7, 8 years, and they just and they develop a lot of teamwork and conditioning and learning the system. And so that's why when you get a new coach in place, you've got to give him several years to develop his philosophy and instill it into the kids starting around 3rd grade. And you look at some of the programs that have been successful a long time in Indiana. That's the way they're run. Like, for example, you go up the road to Liston up at Tri-West, who have 4 state championships over the last 24 years. One thing that we've learned, from seeing them is that, no matter what personnel they have, they run the same system and it works. And, we've started to see the same thing at Avon recently. And the only thing missing now is that elusive state championship. They've gotten to they won a couple of regionals. They got to a semi-state back, I believe, in 2015, 2017.
They do a couple semi-states now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then the regional in 2018.
I mean, let's face it. They were. I guess because of course I was there with Brian Scott doing and Coach Dave Shelbourne doing the game in that 2015 affair against
Center Grove.
Center Grove. One of the first games we didn't do the simulcast this year on WIRZ, but one of the first games we ever broadcast there. There were a couple of
questionable calls.
Questionable calls, shall we say, that
Yeah.
we kept them out of the state championship game. So again, you talk about this program and where it's gone. Certainly since Dave Shelbourne took over in the early 2000s, and then obviously Mark Bless built upon that. Here's the Avon dance team. We'll give you a wide-angle view there of the Avon dance team as they're out doing their thing. So about 9.5 minutes up on our clock. And again, if you are just tuning in tonight, we're coming to you live from Avon High School, where the Avon Orioles are set to take on the Fishers Tigers. Rob Kendall is my name, and I'm here with Lex Zorn. Again, if you'd like to play a part in the broadcast tonight, we would certainly love to hear from you. You can find us on Twitter at Rob M. Kendall, and you're at Lex Zorn, correct?
That's correct, yes, on all social media, yes.
Okay, so let us know where you're listening from. We'll try to get your name right on the air. Something we try to do each week to make you a part of the broadcast, because you're the reason we're doing it. You are the reason we are bringing you Avon High School football here tonight on Audio Sports Online. 15th year broadcasting the Avon Orioles, and one of the few, certainly in this conference and in others across the state, that are bringing you to free broadcast this year, and that's because of the work put in by Brad Holsinger and the entire Avon athletic staff. So you can thank them as well. Send them an email and say thank you for allowing these broadcasts to be free of charge. And we're going to read those sponsors again throughout the broadcast. We already read them once in the pregame, but you'll be hearing about them multiple times tonight throughout the broadcast. And we will remind you to thank those folks, because they're the reason we're able to be here and out here tonight.
And we thank you, the listeners. Your viewership this season has just been outstanding.
Avon dance team doing their thing right now in midfield, as you can see. Get a nice round of applause. And again, obviously a quote-unquote capacity crowd tonight based on the tickets that were available. Clearly sold out. Signs were out as you ran out here tonight, drove here tonight to the ball game. You saw that the signs were out, and now we're going to pause for a moment for the playing of the National Anthem. All right, there you go, your national anthem, and we are just about 6 minutes or so away from our kickoff tonight as the Fishers Tigers set to take on the Avon Orioles here on AudioSportsOnline.com. Again, I'm Rob Kendall, he's Lex Zorn, and we will be your guides for Avon football tonight as the Orioles will go ahead and pan over here, because that's where we're going to see them right there in the far corner of the end zone. What would that be? That'd be the southwest. It's so hard, like when you get two directions in there, right? You got to think of both of them.
Yes.
It's easy, south, west, east, north. I mean, those are all fun, but you got to put them together. If you're heading to, that'd be Plainfield or Amo.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, of course, Cascade. Cascade High School, of course, a consolidation of Clayton, Amo, and Stylesville High Schools back in the mid-1960s. So, anyway.
Big game tonight for these Orioles, because obviously 3-3 is certainly a thing you can build off of. Sounds a lot better. You feel a lot better than 2-4. And quite honestly, it's a game that the Orioles probably feel on paper they should win.
They should, yes. Let's take a look at these two teams tonight. Avon at 2-3, at 2-3. Fishers at 1-4. So far this season, Avon has rushed 156 times, passed 117. That's a ratio of 1.3 to 1. They're guided on offense, of course, by senior quarterback Henry Hessen, who's completed 63 of 106 passes for 1,121 yards, 4 touchdowns versus only 4 interceptions. He has 3 outstanding wide receivers who he's hit many times this season. Senior Wallace Stovall has 31 receptions for 550 yards and 4 touchdowns, while senior Remington Gall has 16 receptions for 301 yards and 7 touchdowns. Both of those guys certainly will be playing college ball at a high level next year, while junior Joe Hall has emerged as a big star this season with 14 receptions for 286 yards and 4 touchdowns. On the ground, the Orioles are led by junior Krishawn McCray, who has 69 rushes for 435 yards and 5 touchdowns, while sophomore Jaden Jones also getting a lot of action with 20 rushes for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. And meanwhile, for the Fishers Tigers, they are led by senior quarterback Lucas Pruitt, who's completed 63 of 115 passes for 793 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. His big receiver is senior Landon Morris, who has 24 receptions for 381 yards and all 3 receiving touchdowns, while on the ground, sophomore Carson Dunn looks like he's the future of the program, having an outstanding season, 41 rushes for 368 yards and 2 touchdowns. Avon's head coach is Mark Bless, who's 83 and 26 in his 11th year at Avon, and 235 and 103 in his 31st year overall. Meanwhile, Fishers head coach is Kurt Funk, who's 1-4 in his first year at Fishers, 78 and 40 in his 11th year overall. He spent the last 10 years as the head coach at Mississinua.
And what a tough job to take over for Rick Wimmer, right? I mean, an absolute legend in the industry, had I think he won more than one state championship.
In fact, he's one of Rick Wimmer, who built this Fishers program largely from scratch.
Literally, he was the only coach in franchise history, right?
He was, yes. And, he's one of only 5 head coaches to win a state championship with 2 schools here in Indiana, with Zionsville all the way back in 1987. And then he started Fishers in 2006 when the Hamilton Southeastern District was split into 2. Hamilton Southeastern remained as a high school, but Fishers was carved out of it. The 2 schools located just 3 miles apart. And in, a very bittersweet moment for Hamilton Southeastern fans, Fishers, in only its 5th year of existence after the split, won the 2010 state championship. And notably, that's the only championship since 2001 in which the championship in Class 5A or 6A, the highest class at the time, was not from the MIC, the Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference.
Well, it's interesting because obviously our first year broadcasting Avon was 2006, which I believe was the first year of Fishers High School.
Yes.
And I remember going to Fishers High School, broadcasting there that year, and you think about how quickly that program evolved.
Yes.
And it is interesting to, and we used to talk about it for those first couple of years there especially, if that had been continued to remain one school district, how incredibly strong that Hamilton Southeastern program would have been. But obviously with the growth of the greater Fishers and Southeastern Hamilton County area, they couldn't sustain that given the current size of Hamilton Southeastern at the time. And so they felt the best thing to do was to split those high schools in 2. But certainly from an athletic standpoint, and certainly from a sport that requires many bodies like football, boy, think what might have been. You could have had 4, 5, 6 state championships by now with the Hamilton Southeastern Royals if they would have remained one school district. By the way, here comes the Avon Orioles onto the field.
Hey, Rob. Sorry, go ahead.
We'll follow them around real quick. They will meet at the center of the field, as they always do. A little less jumping this year than we've seen in years past.
But anyway, Rob, you're absolutely right. But to put things in perspective, I mean, Hamilton Southeastern back in 1981, they won the Class 1A state championship in football. Yes, Hamilton Southeastern, now 6A, they were 1A at one time. And keep in mind that in the 1980 census, the population of Fishers was 2,800. Now it's estimated to be about 115,000. So that's an extraordinary growth, about 45 times the population now as it was 40 years ago.
Yeah, and anybody's seen it in Carmel and et cetera. And so now those of you tuning in here, we're going to have our coin toss. And heading out there for Avon tonight to make the call, it'll be number 10, Henry Hessen, the quarterback, and number 39, Clayton Peters, one of the leaders there on defense. So Hessen, senior, Peters is senior. And it is interesting how Avon really has become a quarterback factory. Literally in succession over the past decade, you've had 4 or 5 guys who have all been tremendous quarterbacks and gone on to play at the collegiate level, and that is in large part the reason Mark Bless has had, now many reasons of course, but one of the things that certainly has helped is he's had really good players under center for the past 10 years.
Yes, he has, and it's incredible. I mean, I would say that over the last 10 years, probably Avon has been the best probably has the best cumulative quarterback success in the state out of all 320 or so programs. And so it's every time there's a senior, as Henry Hessen this year, who's about to graduate and move on to the next level to play collegiately, I'm always, excited to see, okay, who's the next guy going to be? And sometimes there's a good guy who doesn't get to start because of it. Like I remember when Cameron Meisner was getting ready to graduate a couple of years ago down to UIndy, I was thinking, all right, well, it's Mason Miller's turn because, Rob, you and I had seen Mason Miller in freshman and JV ball, and he looked pretty good. But then Henry Hessen sneaks up behind him as a sophomore and grabs the starting job. And Mason Miller, by the way, still did a very fine job as our punter. But the point is, I mean, Avon is such a deep school and has such a load of great quarterbacks that sometimes your backup quarterback is a guy who would be starting for 90% of the teams in the state.
All right, so here we go. Fishers will kick it off. Avon will receive the ball to begin the football game. Back there to catch it, pretty easy to spot those numbers, 1 and 2, Jaden Jones and Krishan McCray. And there's the kick. It's a high end over end kick. It'll sail into the end zone. That'll be a touchback, and Avon will start 1st and 10.
Well, I'll tell you, it's good to see Avon get the ball first. Their defense has been a little shaky this year, giving up 33 points a game. Fishers, has scored only 14 points a game on the season. So if we get a quick score here and make Fishers, who doesn't have a lot of offensive weapons, play from behind, then we can, take charge of this game early and, avoid the drama we had on our last broadcast 3 weeks ago in that real tense game against Hamilton Southeastern.
3 receivers wide to the right, 2 men to the left as Hessen works out of the gun. Looks down, takes the snap, quick drop, steps, throws, caught near side of the field, room to run across the 20, near the 25, flag flies late. That was number 13, Wallace Stovall with the catch.
Stovall having an outstanding season. Should be playing Division I ball a year from now.
It's going to be a holding penalty on Avon.
Just what a great treat it's been to commentate that young man over the last 4 years. From freshman to JV, now to varsity.
And again, if you're catching us tonight, let us know where you're listening from, at Rob M. Kendall or at Lex Zorn on Twitter, at Rob M. Kendall, at Lex Zorn on Twitter. We'll try to get your name read during the broadcast tonight because you are why we are here.
Yes, you are. And so thanks again to all of you for your viewership this season. We love you.
So now Avon's going to work out of the gun. All the way back near the 4-yard line is Hessen. Again, you can see a little bit of our window there, the side of the view. Snap, back to pass, fires. Got a man caught, far side of the field. Breaks out of one tackle, breaks another, still going across the 20, 25, 30, off to the races. He's down the sidelines and across midfield. And I believe on the far side of the field, that was number 85 for Avon, Remington Gall.
Great way to start the game and to shake off that penalty. One thing that Avon, the 2 biggest weaknesses I've seen from Avon this season, as that play covers 44 yards, is one is struggles with rushing defense and then too many penalties. If we can get those nipped in the bud for the playoffs, we got a shot.
Working out of the gun. Hessen looks back now. We'll get the play. Takes a peek into his coaching staff here on the near side of the field. Snap, give ahead to McCray, has a little hole up the middle, down to the 40-ish, and it'll bring up second down for Avon. By the way, I know we got Fishers people tuning in tonight because, of course, we're the broadcast home for Avon. I know they sent that link out to everyone. If you're a Fishers fan, next week, Leck, big day for us on Sunday. I believe this is about the 9th or 10th year we're going to broadcast the Fishers HSE Youth Football Championships.
Yeah, it's a great tradition. So I hope y'all will. Well, how many games are there this year?
I think there's 3 games. I think the 3rd and 4th are together, the 5th and the 6th. And so if you're tuning in from Fishers, let everybody know. We'll have that broadcast page up either this weekend or early next week where you can watch the Fishers HSE Youth Football Championship. And that pass dropped in the middle of the field. Stovall, the intended receiver. It'll bring up 3rd and short.
Because I know last year they had a third grade game, 4th place game, and then they had the 5th and 6th game.
Maybe that's how it is. Yeah. I'm still waiting on the email of the games and the times.
Yeah, and what's the venue this year? Because I know they rotate between.
I'm also waiting on that.
Okay, yeah.
Whichever one we were at last year, you do the opposite.
Yeah, I guess it'll be Hamilton Southeastern this year then.
So we will look forward to that. Snap. There's the give to McCray. Drives ahead. Big room to run. Center of the field. Inside the 25. Down around the 20. And it'll bring out a 1st down and 10 for the Avon Orioles.
McCray looking very good early on. And I'll tell you, after Hessen and a couple of these receivers graduate next year, he's going to be a huge part of the offense.
Snap gives straight ahead. McCray caught in the middle of the field that time. Down around the 20. He gets about 3. It'll bring up for 2nd down.
They give him credit for 3. So 3 for 27 for McCray here in the early going. And just like that, the Orioles are in the red zone.
Perfect start to the ball game for Avon on the opening drive. 9:45 left to go here in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us. One man in the backfield. 2 men wide to the right, 2 men to the left. Hessen working out of the gun. Snap, back to pass. Steps up, looks, fires off the hands of the intended receiver. Far side of the field, Joe Hall was wide open. A little high. Hall probably thinks he should have had that one. That's a ball Hessen throws in college next year. They probably make that catch, but they both like to have that one back.
Yeah, definitely. Although Hall, has been the most pleasant surprise for the Orioles offense this season. He's really stepped into his own to compensate for Carmelo Mitchell being limited to only 2 games so far.
Working out of the gun, Hessen. Looks left, looks right, now looks back. Has the signal. Now has his play. Snap, back to pass. Hessen has time. Looks, pumps, fires over the head of Hall again on the far side of the field. And now decision time for Mark Bless. 9:27 left to go in the first. It is a 4th and 8. And Mark Bless looks like he's telling the offense stay out there on the field.
Avon, and neither of these teams, believe it or not, has attempted a field goal all season. This would be 37 yards. I'm not sure Avon has a kicker with that kind of range.
Well, that's interesting because Avon, of course, has a great history of guys who can really boot the ball. But Mark Bless going to leave the offense on the field. Empty backfield, 3 receivers to the right, 2 men to the left. Out of the gun. Snap, back to pass. Steps up, looks, has time, fires. It is caught by Hall inside the 10, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Avon Orioles.
3rd time's the charm. They went Hessen went to Hall the last 3 plays. First couple of times it was the timing was off, but right now they got a 15-yard gain there.
Well, and it really makes sense, that play was open twice, just either a ball that should have been caught that wasn't, and then an overthrow. So it was there both times, and Mark Bless said, surely we can get this right on a 3rd try. It's 1st and goal for Avon.
And I'm glad that Coach Bless, had enough faith in his guys to, to pull through. And
pass
now
to the end zone, and it's caught by Gall. That's a touchdown on the far side of the field. Remington Gall goes up, gets the ball, and Avon leads it 6-0. 9:02 left to play in the first quarter.
So great job by the Orioles converting on 4th and 8. I'll tell you, had the Fishers defense managed to get off the field without giving up any points, that would have been a huge break for them. But now they're in the very uncomfortable position they've been in most of the year, playing from behind. And now it looks like we're going to have Sam Miller in for the extra point. She's 9 of 10 on the season, probably the only girl kicking for a 6A team in the state. And it's up, and it is good. So it doesn't even take 3 minutes for your Avon Orioles to open up a 7-0 lead over the conference rival Fishers Tigers here on audiosportsonline.com. My name is Lex Zorn, joined by Rob Kindle. We're coming to you in week 6 out of 9 in the regular season. A beautiful evening here in Avon. From a fan's perspective, just about perfect weather at 75 degrees under a mostly clear sky. I would guess from a player's perspective, probably about 55 or 60 would be ideal weather. Nevertheless, really glad to be here tonight for this exciting game. And, again, thanks to the fine staff at Avon for having us here and for going the extra mile to make sure that we had a season and that we're able to bring these games to you.
Yeah, obviously that is so key. The effort that was put in by Mark Bless and Brad Holsinger and Lance Larkey and all the administrators at Avon High School, all the kids at Avon High School, the teachers. I mean, of course, teachers are out here volunteering.
Now, Fishers has given up an average of 26.2 points per game, only scored an average of 14. So if Avon, piles on a lead early, then Fishers is in deep trouble.
There's a high kick. It'll be taken back at about the 5, across the field to the 10. Big hole up across the 30, near the 35-yard line, and that's where the Fishers Tigers will start.
So that was Dominic Calaverio on the return, a very good return. Fishers obviously with a fairly limited offense, they'll take the decent field position there. And Oliverio, by the way, earlier this year had a 90-yard kickoff return. So you got to watch out for that young man. He's a junior here for the Tigers.
All right, so Fishers on the field now. They trail it by 7, 8:55 left to go in the first quarter. Snap back to pass, steps up, has time, fires, caught on the near side of the field. The reception that time, 86 for Fishers, Jeffrey Simmons, and it'll bring up gain there of about, 4 yards, second and 6-ish.
Yeah, they give him credit for 5.
Quarterback is 17, Lucas Pruitt.
Yeah.
So Pruitt's working out of the gun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 man in the backfield. He rolls to the right side, rolling, throwing on the run down the field. It's caught. Oh. Big catch. And that time, same guy that caught the ball on the first play of the game, Simmons, got behind the Avon defense. Avon was thinking they were going to go short. They went behind him. He falls out of bounds in Avon territory, near the 40, right at the 40, in fact. First down for Fishers.
Yeah, so surprisingly good start for the Fishers offense and a very important confidence-building start for them after the way they've struggled.
Pass caught far side of the field and taken down at about the 35 that time. Host of Avon Orioles in there on the tackle, including, it looked like Krishan McCray there on the far side of the field.
So that was Morris there on that reception.
Second down and 3, it says on the board, so we'll go with them. 8 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Snap, stretch play, and big hole, but a flag flies in late, and that, my friends, is in the area of a hold. Carson Dunn on the run that time.
Carson Dunn, the outstanding sophomore, certainly the brightest spot for Fishers this year. He's averaging just under 10 yards a carry as a sophomore. So if you're a Tigers fan, you got to be ecstatic. You got that young man coming back for 2 more years. So Pruitt has completed his first 3 passes for a combined 42 yards.
So second and long now, as that was a big penalty. The give is to Dunn. He'll take it around the right edge. Short gain on the play. Third and long coming up for the Fishers Tigers.
So yeah, after Dunn only 2 yards on his first carry of the game. After the first 3 passes were all completions.
Oregon out of the gun. Third and long. Snap back to pass. Has time. He's going deep down the field. Open. And it is going to be caught for a touchdown.
Wow.
Boy, what a score that time.
That was Morris. Yeah, Landon Morris. 43 yards. Incredible. It takes less than 2 minutes for the Tigers to answer. And I'll tell you, I give them all the credit in the world because when they went down 7-0, I thought, Avon was going to run away with it, but Fishers fearlessly strikes back with Pruitt going 4 for 4 for 85 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, so big score right there, as you said, Leck, and we are now on the verge with 7:06 left to go in the first quarter of action, with Fishers potentially tying this ball game up at 7 apiece.
And by the way, Landon Morris now has all 4 Fishers receiving touchdowns on the season.
Snap, spot, kick is up. It is down the middle. It is good. 46. Christian Wayne with the kick, and we are tied at 7.
Well, already a wild one, less than 5 minutes in. Your score, Avon 7, Fishers 7, here in Week 6 of the regular season, Week 4 of Hoosier Crossroads Conference play. These two fine programs here in the Indianapolis suburbs. Fishers in its 15th year of existence. Already a state championship under its belt back in 2010 under Rick Wimmer, who founded the program. Avon, meanwhile, has been knocking on the door for about 5 years now, where they've finally become an elite program, taking a back seat only to a few of the Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference teams, such as Ben Davis, Center Grove, Warren Central, those guys, Carmel. So
7:06 left to go here in the first quarter now, and Wayne will kick it off, and Avon will do it just as they did a few moments ago with the tandem of Krishan McCray and Jaden Jones back to receive the kick. There is the kick. It'll sail into the end zone. That's another touchback.
Yeah, and he's got a great leg, by the way. He's already he's already gotten 11 of his 16 kickoffs on the year have been touchbacks. So a lot of college scouts, I'm sure, taking notice of that leg.
If you're just tuning in tonight, I'm Rob Kendall. He's Lex Zorn. We're coming to you live from Avon High School, where the Avon Orioles taking on the Fishers Tigers. And it's a 7-7 affair early on with 7 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
So now the Orioles line up again. They got 2 receivers to each side. It looks like I think Jaden Jones is in there at running back for the first time in this game.
Working out of the gun is Hessen. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Snap back to pass. Caught. Far side of the field. I believe that's Stovall. Big room to run.
Yeah.
And he is off to the races.
80
and
yards.
They're going to call him down.
Oh.
Well,
man.
He's still running, but there ain't it ain't going to matter because there ain't no replay. So the official's ruling is final, unfortunately. Nice little gain, though, on the play of about 15 yards. So it'll bring a first down of 10 for Avon.
Yes,
So he ran about 80 yards, and now he's got to run all the way back, which is another 80 yards. So he ran 160, but he gets credit for 15 of them. So first down and 10 coming up, 6:58 left to go in the first quarter.
Was that Stovall there?
That was Wallace Stovall, correct.
So already 3 Orioles to catch a pass now.
Pitch to Jones. Fishers Tigers having none of that. A host of them wrap him up in the backfield, and it'll bring up a second down and long for Avon.
Yeah, they swarmed him, so that was a great team defensive effort there by the Tigers.
And I know we're in the hundreds viewing us here on the live feed right now, which we certainly appreciate. And again, you can always let us know where you're from at Rob M. Kendall on Twitter, at Rob M. Kendall. If you let us know, we'll try to get your name read on the broadcast tonight, or you can request to remain anonymous and not have your name read. We still want to know where you're listening from. We love that. Snap back to pass. Hessen has time, going down the field over the head of the intended receiver, Gall, and it'll bring up a third and long.
Yeah, I think Gall paused for a little bit like he expected, like he expected the ball to, not go so far out. So big 3rd and 11 now for the Orioles. They don't want to give the ball to Fishers with a chance to take the lead. Hessen 4 for 8, 79 yards and a touchdown to start off this game. So now 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Jones, the running back. Hessen in shotgun. 6:14 to go here in the first quarter. Game tied at 7. Snap. He's got time, and he's going to take it himself. He could have got the first. He does. He dives up to about the 47. So that's a gain of about 13 yards there on the keeper by Henry Hessen. His first rush of the game. Great awareness there by the senior Mr. Football candidate. They give him credit for 13. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the Avon 47. 6:07 to go here in the first quarter. Game 6 of 9 in the regular season. The playoffs in Class 6A start 5 weeks from tonight.
5:50 and counting left to go here in the first quarter. Avon with the ball. Moving from left to right. Snap, back to pass. Steps up. Hessen's got time. And what a catch on the far side of the field. That was golf.
Oh, my God.
Went up and got it. Good enough for a first down. Boy, what a play.
That was a Marvin Harrison caliber catch. Outstanding.
5:45 left to go in the first quarter.
Was that Stovall again, or was that Gall?
That was Gall. Yep,
Okay.
Gall with the catch. Now 2 receivers to the right, 2 men in tight to the left, and working out of the left hash is Hessen. Snap, there's the give to, is that Jones? I think so. Yes, it was, down around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Jaden Jones has gotten some good, carries in relief of the starter, Krishawn McCray, on the season. And both guys will be back next year. McCray's currently a junior and Jones a sophomore, as they give Jones credit for 5 on that one.
Working out of the gun.
So 2 receivers to each side. $5:11 and counting, first quarter. Tied at 7.
Snap, back to pass. Hessen has time, got a man wide open. It's Gall, far side of the field, caught, spins inside the 25, taken down there.
I think he's going to get. I think they're going to credit him with the first, but let's see. Might be a yard short. Okay, they gave him credit for the first. And that, by the way, already moves Hessen above the 100-yard mark, just not even 8 minutes into the game. I have him 6 for 10 with 1 touchdown.
3 receivers wide to the right, 1 man left. There's to give it to Jones. Flag flies in late. That's in the area of a hold, so this one's probably coming back. 4:30 left to play first quarter. Avon moving, but that is potentially not helpful.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a...
Oh, no, it's against the Tigers. I'm sorry. So there you go. Usually when that flag comes in that part of the field, it's against the offense, but no, sir. So they'll tack it forward, and that's going to be very close to a first down.
Well, I'll tell you, Rob, with all the uncertainty and misfortune we had during the offseason, it's been a nice, it's been a nice blessing that we actually have had great weather so far this season.
3 to the right, 1 man to the left. Out of the gun. Snap, back to pass, steps up, looking. Now Hessen rolling. He's going to throw it up, and it is.
Yes, he got it.
Caught. What a catch by Wallace Stovall.
Oh, my God.
In the back of the end zone, touchdown, Avon. And with 4:09 to go, it's a 13-7 affair. What a big-time play.
Yeah, Stovall with a couple of outstanding receptions there on that drive. And Hessen already 2 touchdowns in the first 8 minutes of this game, along with 121 passing yards on 7 for 11. So definitely a great way to respond, to. And now Sam Miller trying to make it 2 for 2 on the game. She's 10 of 11 on the season going into this one. Been watching her for 3 years now. This one is up, and it is also good. And she has been, Avon has used 3 kickers this year for the extra points, and Sam Miller's the one that they've used the most, and she's justified at 11 for 12 now for that young lady who they got from the soccer team.
So the Avon Orioles strike again. 4:09 to go first quarter, 14-7. Rob Kendall along with Lex Zorn coming to you live tonight from Avon High School. So we've got 1 broadcast left, Leck, after tonight.
Well, regular season, yeah, that's right. 2 weeks from tonight when the Zionsville Eagles visit Hendricks Regional Health Stadium here. Hope you all will get out here for that one, or at least tune in, or do both. You can do both. You can come out to the game and then listen on your mobile device. And hopefully we'll be bringing you some playoff games as well. We'll see. That's Rob, that's still up in the air, right?
Well, now what's going on here? Okay, there was apparently a penalty on the kick that Avon elected to take. the penalty. And with 4:09 to go in the first quarter, Avon will kick off. And boy, you can really try to get creative here, Leck, because you're so far down there.
Yeah.
And the kickoff, of course, will be done by number 14, Carson Holmer.
Rob, am I correct that the playoff system has not been for the broadcasting is not known yet?
Yeah, we haven't gotten word on that. My guess would be maybe within the next 2 weeks we'll kind of start to figure out, because obviously, one, it's going to be what can we do, and one, what would the Avon Athletic Department and Avon Community School Corporation like us to do?
Yeah.
So we will update, I'm sure, by the time we start our final broadcast of the year, which I believe is in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is against Zionsville, yes.
We will have that information and be able to relay that information. We would love to come out and do the games.
Yes, absolutely.
But as so many things in life, it's out of my hands.
Well, I'm glad we've got any games at all to do this season, because I was ready to take what would have been a very painful season away from the mic. So.
I just go where I'm told.
And we got
a bevy of flags.
There, yeah,
well,
on the handoff, yeah.
Yeah, short gain that time, but a bevy of flags.
Carson Dunn, probably the best sophomore running back in the state right now, certainly.
Face mask the call on Avon. So Avon got one earlier that worked to their advantage, and now this one will work against them, as the mark-off will come now by the official.
Now on Fisher's first drive, Carson Dunn, the star of the offense so far this season, only carried once. It was for 2 yards. However, Lucas Pruitt, the senior quarterback, was outstanding, completing all 4 of his passes for 85 yards and a touchdown.
Quick pass caught. Now breaks a tackle, still going up across the 45. Nice effort that time. And they appear very content. Again, that was 86, Jeffrey Simmons with the reception. They appear very content to hit Simmons with those short passes and try to let him make something happen afterwards.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
Snap, gives straight ahead, drives forward up near the 48. That time it was number 45 for the Fishers Tigers, Dominic Oliverio,
yeah.
yes. 3:55, I should say, in counting. Let's go here in the first quarter. Snap, back to pass. Steps up, fires off the hands, I should say.
Simmons was the intended receiver again, yeah. And that was Pruitt's first incompletion. He completed his first 5 for 95 yards and a touchdown.
So a third down and long coming up.
And Jeffrey Simmons was largely unheralded coming into this game, but he's had 3 good receptions so far for 47 yards. So now 3 receivers to the right. Oliverio, the running back, Pruitt in shotgun.
Working out of the gun. 3 receivers wide to the right. Nobody left side. Single man in the backfield. 3rd down and 8. Snap, back to pass. Steps up, has time. Got a man caught wide open in the middle of the field. Spins out of a tackle. Drives ahead. Good enough for a first down. That was 33.
Carson Dunn with his first reception of the game. And he picks up 12.
So a first down and 10 comes up for Fishers. They continue to move the ball. And boy, it's been a kind of a, we'll hold that thought here, and we'll get to that in just a second. Rolling right side. Rolling. Throwing back off the hands of the intended receiver. Tried to come back and hit number 81, Landon Morris. By that time, Pruitt's pass was a little long. It's been something we've seen quite a bit so far this year in the past. And look, you set the standard that Avon has over the years, the excellence in that defensive line.
Yes.
That they really control the line of scrimmage. And they have really, in the games we've done so far this year, even in the victory, at times struggled to control that defensive line.
And now a handoff there. He's up for about 2.
3rd down and long coming up again for Fishers. 3:15 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, rushing defense, probably the biggest weakness for Avon this season. So they give Carson Dunn credit for 2 yards there. He's only 2 for 4 on the ground, but he does have a 12-yard reception.
Snap, back to pass. Steps up, has time. Now he's going to be hit, and he's going to be dropped. Pruitt takes the sack, and for Avon, a host of Orioles in there that time, including, I believe, that was big number 98, Bishop Akers with the sack for the Avon Orioles.
And that's a game changer, because, Fisher's had a chance to tie the game or take the lead with a touchdown and the two, and now looks like they're punting where Avon will have the ball with a chance to take a two-possession lead that would put the Tigers in an early deep hole.
Yeah, so that's McCray, I believe, back there to receive the kick for Avon. Snap is high, pulled down, kick is away, nearly blocked. He did get it away. And check that, that's not McCray, rather number 3 for Avon, Leighton Moore back there. It will sail out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. So first and 10 coming up, but a long way to go. That's what I meant to say for the Avon Orioles.
So that sack, a huge play, and certainly, a nice boost of confidence for the Avon defense, which has had some struggles this year, giving up 62 points to Lawrence North, giving up 47 to Brownsburg, and giving up 39 to Hamilton Southeastern. So now the Orioles take over at their own 10, 2:05 to go, leading 14-7 here in the first quarter on AudioSportsOnline.com. We got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Krishawn McCray, I believe, is back in there at running back. Henry Hessen, 3-year starter at quarterback,
Peters, that time with the give, short gain on first down.
So, Peters, let's see, they give him credit for 3 there with his first carry of the game.
Oregon out of the gun again.
2nd and 7 now. 2 receivers to each side.
Back to pass, steps up, fires, got him caught, far side of the field, and that was Stovall. And he's going to be a little bit, no, he's way past first down marker. Sorry, I lost track of where I was there. That's good enough for an Avon first down.
Yeah, they give him credit for 10 on that one.
So 1st and 10 coming up, ball up near the 22-yard line, 23-yard line, and it'll bring up 1st and 10.
Yeah, what a treat it is to watch this arsenal that Avon has on offense.
Little stretch play to the near side of the field. Big hole, room to run. He's off to the races.
Got some room.
Across the 40, 50, down the
he's
sidelines.
Gone. Touchdown. Oh, my God, 77 yards there on the rush by
Carmelo Mitchell, and that's a touchdown.
Yeah, Carmelo Mitchell, mainly known for his receiving heroics, only played in 2 of the first 5 games. But, wow, what a great way to put himself back on the map tonight after his outstanding junior year. And there's that 2-possession lead I talked about coming with 1:14 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Avon extends the lead to 20-7 with a $1:14 left to play in the first quarter.
Outstanding. Nice job on the sweep by Mitchell. I'm pretty sure that's his first career offensive touchdown. And now I believe it's Sam Miller again on the extra point attempt. She had her first 2 tonight. I also once in a JV game or a freshman game, it was a JV game, she hit a 29-yard field goal as well. So kick is up, and it is good.
So 21-7 our score. Minute 14 left to play in the first.
7:34 your time of day, and we're still not out of the first quarter yet. Could be a long one tonight. So, a lot of heroics so far. 5 possessions in this game, 4 of them resulted in touchdowns. And the one that didn't, which was Fisher's on their last drive, already has, put them in a deep hole. They had a chance to tie it. Now they're down by 14. They have 7 points, and they've averaged only 14 a game on the season, although they've looked better tonight. Their quarterback, Lucas Pruitt, on pace to have his best game of the season, already over 100 yards through the air, completing 6 of 8 passes. And now a deep kick, and it's going to be fielded at about the 8, up to about the 10, 15, 20. And he's brought down right around the 25. So Fishers will take over on offense with 1:08 to go here in the first quarter, trailing by 14. So now here comes the Fishers offense. Lucas Pruitt has had, good success so far passing to Landon Morris, the team's, big star receiver, as well as the lesser heralded Jeffrey Simmons.
And now he will work from under center. Snap. There's the give, straight ahead. Drives, flag flies in late. And so we'll see after a gain of about 3 yards.
Yep, and that was Carson Dunn up for 2 if it counts. But let's see.
Holding on Fishers.
Yeah.
So holding on the Tigers.
So Tigers now start at their 12, 3 receivers to the right. Complete pass to Simmons. He's up to the 15 and tries to dodge a tackle, but he's brought down by a swarm of Orioles. I think they're going to give him credit for about 3.
Yeah, really nice job that time on the gang tackling by Avon. Really a lot of players swarming to the ball, making sure that he couldn't get free.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, and I think the Fishers might have gone to the well one too many times because they had been they had a couple of those early screen passes to Simmons. I think caught the Orioles off guard, and he was very effective, but he only picked up 3 on that one. Three receivers to the right. Now he dropped the snap, but he gets it, and now he's in danger, and they got him for a safety.
Nah, they're going to give him forward progress, but a huge loss. They're going to put him down at about the 3-yard line, but still a huge hit and a big play by the Avon defense, which will bring about an end to the first quarter.
That's right. Yeah, they're going to mark him at the 2. Nevertheless, that's a 13-yard loss there. Yeah, he mishandled the snap. Pruitt did, and Avon, they really tried to drag him. They did drag him into the end zone, but they did, like Rob said, gave him forward progress. So anyway, that'll end up being that's 2 sacks now that Avon has gotten in this game for a combined 20 yards of losses. So outstanding effort by the Orioles. Defense obviously has made some strides here. So anyway, it was a wild and woolly first quarter. Avon got the ball and scored very quickly with 9:02 to go in the first quarter on a 5-yard touchdown pass from Henry Hessen to Joe Hall. However, Fishers, despite having a fairly struggling offense on the season, came back in a big way on a 43-yard touchdown pass from Lucas Pruitt to Landon Morris. That tied it at 7. However, Avon struck right back on its ensuing 2 drives. There was a 19-yard touchdown pass from Hessen to Wallace Stovall with 4:14 to go in the quarter, and then Fishers on its next drive had it 3rd and 8 around, I believe, the 38 or so when starting quarterback Lucas Pruitt was sacked for an 8-yard loss, resulting in a punt. And then on the ensuing drive, Carmelo Mitchell scored on a 77-yard rush on a reverse. Sam Miller, the senior female kicker for Avon, has hit all 3 extra points, and that brings us to our current score of 21-7 as we start off the second quarter here at Avon.
Brownsburg knotted at 14. Leck, 14 all in the Brownsburg game tonight.
Hey, who are they playing now?
They are playing. I have to look. You want to look it up real quick?
Oh, I've got it here. Hold on. Never mind. Silly me. So now 3rd and 30. So let's see how the Tigers handle this one.
All the way back at the 3. Snap, give is straight ahead, and they handle it by not going very far. So they'll be punting from their own end zone.
And I'll tell you, Rob, I thought that the defense wouldn't clamp down as much. I thought they would let Dunn, maybe have, I don't know, like a 5 or 6 yard gain, maybe not play their rushing defensive guys in so much. But, yeah, they did a great job stuffing him there, for only a 1 yard gain. And Dunn's been largely ineffective on the ground, 3 for 5, although he does have a reception for 12 yards.
So punter will stand all the way back on the line there in his end zone. Snap is clean. Kick is away. It's a high kick, very short kick, almost straight up in the air. It's going to bounce.
Oh, it takes a huge Avon bounce. And now, they downed it at the 15.
Yeah, that was about as bad as it could have gone for Fishers on that one.
Yeah, short of a blocked punt, yeah. Short of a blocked punt for a safety or a touchdown. And, of course, when you're punting at the, and you don't have the full 15 yards, those are blocked fairly regularly. So, and Avon almost blocked the first punt. So,
who is Brownsburg playing tonight?
I've got it. I've got the list on here. Hold on. Okay,
my update sent me that it was 14-14,
yeah,
but they didn't tell me who the team was.
Okay, Westfield.
Okay.
Our opponent next week.
I believe that's at Brownsburg. Out of the gun. 3 to the left, 2 to the right.
No, it's at Brownsburg. And now they got wide open, and they got the touchdown there.
Nice catch that time, wide open by Joe Hall.
Yeah, that's Hall's second touchdown of the game.
And we again apologize for just the way the press box is set up tonight with the spacing and whatnot, where our view's just a little bit blocked out there. They corner the end zone, but we can confirm to you that was indeed a catch, and it was indeed a touchdown. So Avon now leads 27-7. 11:07 left to go in the
second quarter. So so now that's number 17 on the year for Hessen versus only 4 interceptions. So that's better than a 4-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. And now Sam Miller trying to make it 4 for 4 on extra points. She does.
Yeah, right down the middle and good.
13 for 14 on the year for that young lady. And now Avon has firm control of this game, 28-7.
Yeah, what a great start for Avon, a game that they really had to thank you.
Yeah, so now a combined the combined score of the last 2 games, Avon 63, opponents 14. So maybe this is a sign that the Orioles are turning the corner after that 1-3 start.
Yeah, as you said, what a great beginning to the game for Avon. Couldn't have asked for anything better.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. Yeah, that's the way to do it. And keep in mind that, now we have twice as many points, just a little over a quarter into this game, we have twice as many points, 28, as Fishers has averaged a game on the season, 14. So, yeah, this one is ours to lose now. Yeah, but having said that, I want to see great execution the whole way. I don't want us to get complacent and sloppy. Because, come playoff time, generally you do what you've gotten in the habit of doing. So let's just be in the habit of bringing the A game, all 48 minutes.
Yeah, for some reason there was the ball was spotted at the 35 instead of the 40, and I think the official recognized his mistake and said, "Put it up there on the 40, young man," and Holmer now will kick it away.
As we hear the Guns N' Roses classic "Sweet Child of Mine," of course, Axl Rose, the lead singer of the band, and Izzy Stradlin, co-guitarist, both students at Lafayette Jeff High School many years ago. And that one nearly went to the end zone. And now I think Oliverio, I believe, yeah, he was. You could tell he was looking for a hole to take it all the way. Like I said, he already has a 90-yard kickoff return on the year, and it's looking for anything to get Fishers back in this game. 13 minutes down, 35 to go. 7:44 your time of day here.
So the Tigers now will come back onto the field.
But anyway, this could be. Well, I'll hold that thought till after the play. But anyway.
One receiver to each side of the field. Man in tight right, single back formation. Pruitt calling out the plays. Looks left, looks right. 11 minutes on the nose left to go here in the first quarter. First half.
Yeah, very critical drive for the Tigers here.
Snap, stretch play. Far side of the field, room to run, hit. Done that time.
And I'll tell you, they've got Dunn, that was his best gain of the evening so far. He was only 3 for 5 prior to that. He gets 7 there. But the thing is now they've gotten to the point where, our defense will likely let Dunn have, all the 4 or 5 yard gains he wants as long as he stays in bounds. Because, obviously Fisher's probably going to be going to the air a lot. And
pass on the far side of the field is caught.
That was Simmons again with his 5th reception of the game. But, it only gets... they do give him credit for the first, okay. So, now Fisher's 2 receivers to the left. Now a handoff to Dunn, and he's got a little bit of a hole, and he gets it up to about the 35, so a decent gain there by Carson Dunn, the sophomore superstar running back for Fisher's. Undoubtedly going to be a big-time Division I prospect in a couple of years. Very possibly the best sophomore running back in the state. They give him credit for 5 yards, so they're bringing up 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. 9:34 to go and counting.
Brownsburg has now gone up 21-14.
And now another good run by Dunn, and he
ran right into the ref.
Yeah.
The ref cost him probably at least 5 yards there because he would have kept going straight ahead. Instead, he had to go sideways and just went lateral there. Still enough for a first down up to the 43. But, yeah, definitely cost him some yardage there.
Yeah, nevertheless, though, he did get the first down, and now we've got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And Pruitt in the shotgun, hands off there again to Dunn. And this time he's got something there. He's got up to close to midfield. That's going to be a game of about 6 there. We'll see what kind of spot they give him. So now Dunn's starting to show some flashes about why he's probably the best sophomore running back in the state. But I think the main thing for Avon right now is just to avoid giving up the big play, and even if Fishers does get a score.
Actually, that was Olivero that time.
Olivero, okay. I apologize for that. So
2 receivers to the right, man in tight right, now rolling right side. Pruitt on the run, got a man open, but caught and dropped. He had it down near the 30-yard line, as that was a wide open pass there. It should have been caught. 88, Jack Buchenberger.
Yeah. So 3rd and 4, very critical. 3rd and 4 now for the Tigers, trying to stay in this game after, giving up 3 touchdowns in a span of 5 minutes after it had been tied.
Working out of the gun. Down under center. Snap. Give. Right side. Cuts it back. And short gain on the play that time. No, in fact, he's going to lose a yard.
Yeah, that was Dunn back in there. So Dunn looked a little better his last few carries, but they stuff him on that one for a 1-yard loss. So now Fisher's, going for it on 4th and 5 at their own 48 in a desperate situation. They got nothing to lose at this point, and now they take a timeout here with 7:45 to go here in the second quarter, trailing 28-7. Now this time, let's take a look at what the other Hendricks County teams are up to tonight. All 5 of them were scheduled to be in action. Starting in Class 6A, the 2nd-ranked Brownsburg Bulldogs hosts the 7th-ranked Westfield Shamrocks, who's our opponent next week up at Westfield, one of the best high school facilities in the state, turning into one of the best programs in the state. The Shamrocks enter the game at 4-1, Brownsburg at 5-0. In Class 5A, Plainfield off its first winning streak of the season, now at 3-2. They host a painfully familiar opponent, the number 7 ranked team in Class 5A, the Decatur Central Hawks, who have beaten the Quakers in the last 10 matchups. Class 3A, the 5th-ranked Danville Warriors, now at 3-0, is at Southmont, who's 2-2. Should be an easy win for the Warriors. In fact, the average score of the Warriors' 3 games so far this season, 35 for Danville, 4.7 for their opponents. Also in Class 3A, Tri-West at 3-2 visits 0-2 Lebanon. The Tigers apparently about to play tonight for the first time in 4 weeks, having 3 consecutive canceled games because of players in quarantine. And finally, in Class 2A, Cascade at 1-4 hosts 1-4 North Putnam. All 4 Cascade losses this season are by at least 41 points. And now it looks like we're going to see Fisher's punt here. Not going for it on 4th and 5 after all, so.
Oh, that's a terrible snap. Live ball. He's going to be able to pick it up, and now will just fall down back at about the 15-yard line.
Oh, so terrible, terrible, terrible turn of events for the Tigers there. And, so this is the second consecutive drive that Avon will have started at the Fishers 15. What are the odds of that happening?
Yeah, certainly not good, but Avon will take it. And by the way, I don't remember what the running clock point spread is, but we're very
35.
Okay, so if Avon could score here, they'd be 1 touchdown away from that running clock. Of course, that was a new rule instituted either last year or the year before.
Yeah, it was last year. Before that, it had to be a mutual consent by the head coaches.
So Avon looking to make that one step closer to that, as it's 28-7. Avon's got it 1st and 10 from the 15. Hessen out of the gun, 3 men right, 2 men left, empty backfield.
Don't be surprised if there's a keeper here too. Now it's this screen pass, it's complete, but they're right on top of him. They bring him down for a short loss. That was Wallace Stovall there.
Yeah, Stovall with the reception, as you said, Leck, and it'll bring up 2nd down and long for Avon.
I give Fishers credit, though, for being ready for it and for not rolling over after, a couple of, demoralizing plays here in the last few minutes.
So Avon now 2 receivers wide to the left, 2 men to the right. McCray, the lone man in the backfield with Hessen. Snap, back to pass, steps up, has time, throws, it is caught.
Did he catch that?
We're blocked out.
But yeah, he did.
A great catch.
That was Hall.
Yeah, Hall that time with a great catch all the way down near the 2-yard line, and it'll bring, oh boy, they're going to put it right at the goal line, in fact, and it'll bring up a 1st and goal for Avon. And again, we do apologize. Our far left view of the end zone is blocked out tonight due to where we're at because of distancing, etc. And so we apologize for that, but we'll tell you what happens. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, and so
here comes Avon now.
Maybe they'll get a touchdown in video view. You never know. Maybe it'll be a quarterback sneak by Hessen.
Man goes in motion. Snap. There's the end around, the give, and Mitchell will walk in for the score touchdown.
So Carmelo Mitchell, possibly, arguably the team's best receiver a year ago, 2 rushing touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, and that'll make it a 34-7 affair. Yeah, go ahead, Leck.
That's right, yeah. So Mitchell, 2 rushes, 78 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The first one from 77 yards. And he walked in there easily. So, yeah, last week we won 35-7. Now if Sam Miller hits this extra point, it'll be 35-7. But with the game not even 3/8 of the way done. So he just might get to that running clock after all. So now Sam Miller on the extra point, the converted soccer player. And there's a flag. The kick is up, and it's good, but we'll see if it counts.
At the start of the 2nd quarter, this is a real score, Leck.
Yeah.
Center Grove 49, Lawrence Central 0.
God. I'll tell you, and
At the start of the 2nd quarter, that's a real score.
At the start of the 40 what?
49-0.
49. Oh my God.
Center Grove 49, Lawrence Central 0. And start of the 2nd quarter.
To put that into perspective, Center Grove, who I expect to absolutely run away with the state championship this year, the average, they've scored 40 points a game. Their opponents have scored 5 on average, and that's in the MIC. I mean, look who they play. It's not like they're doing it against Indiana Deaf. I mean, they're doing it against. And the extra point is good, by the way. So 5 for 5 for Sam Miller on the game. But, it's, they're beating, they're destroying Ben Davis, Warren Central. They're destroying top 10 teams like that. I remember the only time I ever commentated Center Grove, it was 2 years ago, and they had this amazing sophomore running back who would be a senior now. And his first name was Carson also. I don't remember his last name. I'll have to look that up. But, yeah, I guess he's going to be a Mr. Football candidate this year. So 3 touchdown passes by Henry Hessen, 2 rushing touchdowns by Carmelo Mitchell, and outstanding game there by by Avon. They won 35-7 last week at Franklin Central. They're winning 35-7 tonight, and we still got over 2.5 quarters left. We just might get to that running clock. And, you know, I'm not a big fan of the running clock rule. I liked it better when you had to have mutual consent to do it. But anyway, hold that thought. And now it's another deep kick, and it's taken there just shy of the end zone. He brings up to the 5. He takes it over to the right side of the field looking for something. Now he finds a hole in the middle, but, doesn't get much. Brought up to about the 14.
Boy, and, it is funny, Leck, that, of course, we've seen these Fishers Tigers, me for 15 years, and you've been with us, 8 now? 9?
Yeah, this is my 9th, yeah.
And, I mean, it's kind of a rare error to see them in this position because they have been, certainly since that first year or two that Wimmer got the program off the ground, they really have been a contender many years in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, and certainly never a team really that everybody kind of beat up on. So it's a rare time for the Fishers Tigers.
Yeah, well, they're rebuilding, adjusting to a new coach, and they had been roughly a 500 team for about the last 4 years, but hold that thought here.
Working out of the gun, snap back to pass, steps up, fires, Pruitt, far side of the field, caught, and he'll spin up out at about the 25-ish yard line. Flag flies in late. That's probably going to be a late hit. That was 81, Landon Morris with the reception.
Yeah, Morris had the touchdown earlier. So
if you're just tuning in, just joining us tonight, I'm Rob Kendall. He's Lex Zorn. 35-7, Avon with the lead over Fishers midway through the second quarter.
Unnecessary roughness against Avon, one of the few penalties against Avon tonight. They have been curbing the penalties. That was about their only blotch in that Ben Davis game back in week 2 where we won 54-13. So 10-yard gain, attack on 15.
Stretch play, end around, and Dunn cuts it back up near the 40. Short gain that time. Nice job by Avon to string him out, and then a host of Orioles able to get over there in time to keep the gain minimal. Well, again, we talked about it at length in the post-game, or the pregame show, I should say. This was really what Avon needed tonight, Leck. 3 receivers, by the way, on the right side of the field, 1 man in tight. There's a play-action pass, goes caught, far side of the field, and a host of Orioles in there on the reception that time. 86 Simmons with the reception. It'll bring up 3rd down. Avon really needed a dominant statement as they have a chance to win 2 in a row for the first time in the year. This year, get back to 500 for the first time since the week 2, and they have answered the bell at least thus far.
Yeah, they have, and they've certainly. You got to feel a lot better tonight than you did a couple of weeks ago after the 1-3 start, and now another handoff there. They do have the first down, and Maury breaks a couple of tackles, gets past midfield.
Yeah, Dunn driving ahead that time, as you said, Leck, into Avon territory. And I'm sure the message from Mark Bless right now is don't let up, keep your foot on the gas, because it is easy at these times to step back a little bit, maybe ease up a little bit. And I'm sure he continues to press to these players that the key right now is indeed to remain steadfast and charge straight ahead.
Yeah, oh, indeed, yeah. I mean, especially after the 1-4 start, you got to, shake off what you did, learn from it, and, keep moving forward, polish off those rough edges, that plagued you in the first 3 games, the problems with the rushing defense, the problems with the penalties. So they do that, then they've got a good shot to, win out the rest of their schedule, which would put them into the playoffs, having won their last 5 and really gotten their momentum back. And they're going to need that because they're in a tough sectional. We've got Carmel in the sectional with us this year, along with, as usual, Brownsburg. And now they stuffed Dunn for a short loss. And Pike is the 4th team in our sectional. And even though Pike has not had a stellar program in recent years, remember they are from the MIC, and you don't want to take anybody from the MIC lightly, because there are 2-7, 3-6 teams in the MIC who would be who would have winning records in most conferences. So you don't want to take anybody lightly. So now a screen pass. He's got, I think it's Simmons again. Dodges a tackle, but 3 or 4 Orioles swarm him and they bring him down. No, I'm sorry, that was, let's see. That was Silas Martin with his first reception of the game. And they got him down for -3. So that'll bring up 3rd and 15 for the Tigers. They have milked a lot of the clock in this drive. 3 receivers to the right now. I think Dunn is still in there at running back. Pruitt in shotgun. He's passed fairly well tonight.
Snap back to pass. Steps up, rolling right side, rolling. He's going to take off. He's going to run with it. He will continue to run all the way up inside the 20.
So let's see if they, or it depends on where they mark him out. I think it's going to be just short of the first. Yes, that'll bring it up about 4th and 1. So they give Pruitt credit for.
Now they huddle real quick. Quarterback keeper for Pruitt. Drives ahead trying to pick up that first down and 4th down. He's got it, and it'll be enough for a fresh set of downs.
And very, very important for Fishers, not only to try to get this score, but also to prevent Avon from getting the ball with a chance to take that 35-point lead and putting us to the running clock, which is a real possibility if Fishers does not score on this possession.
Now he's going to the end zone, and it is up, and it is.
He caught it, but out of bounds.
Caught, but out of bounds. Good eye there, Leck.
Yeah, and it was thrown well out of bounds, too. Yep, so nevertheless, Avon, near perfect performance tonight. And certainly it looks like they are turning the corner. And I do want to say to Fishers fans, anytime, I mean, if you've been following Fishers, for many years, hold on, as we get a rush up the middle there for about 5 or 6, that was Oliverio. But every time there's a head coaching change for a program, it takes 2 or 3 years, usually about 3, sometimes even 4 years to fully adjust. So be patient with Coach Funk. He did a lot of good things at Mississippi, won a couple of sectionals. So, he'll have the program back on track and soon. So now 4th down for the Tigers after a couple of runs by Oliverio.
Just 2:15 left to play now here in the first half. And of concern for Fishers, obviously, is Avon getting the football back. Obviously, they want to pick up the first down.
Yeah. So under center now, Pruitt under center. He's got he got Simmons to the left and one other receiver to the right. Oliverio is in there running back. And now they take a timeout here, I believe, to avoid the delay of game with 1:51 to go.
All right, let's take a moment here while we got a timeout. Thanks some of our sponsors. Andy Moore Automotive is the state's largest and is proud to be the exclusive automotive sponsor of Avon Community Schools. Avon Orthodontics is the happening place to be. Everyone at Avon Orthodontics wishes the Orioles good luck. BSN Sports is a proud sponsor and official provider of uniforms, apparel, spirit wear, and equipment for Avon Athletics. Chick-fil-A Avon, celebrate with chicken. Visit Chick-fil-A Avon for the post-game celebration. If you have an upcoming corporate event or outing, reach out to us at lmspiritgear.com and we can help. And Avon Oral Surgery has been providing excellent oral surgery care to the Avon community since 1981. The Meekin Sign Company for all your signage needs. And hungry? How about BJ's Restaurant Avon? Come visit us after the game for pizza and Pizookies. Proud sponsor of Avon Athletics. Go Orioles. And be hearing us and have heard us read these sponsors throughout the broadcast. They are the folks who have made it possible this year for you to view these games for free. So many school corporations across the state charging for their broadcast this year if you can't be there. $10, some maybe even more than that, I don't know. But the fact that you're able to view this game for free is because of these folks we read. So please patronize these folks. When you go in there, tell them you heard the name of the sponsor on the broadcast. It goes a long way, and it's allowing us to be out here tonight. Snap, play action, rolls right side, rolling, throwing. It is caught and into the end zone.
Yes.
Touchdown. 89 for the Fishers Tigers is Silas Martin, and Martin makes it a 35-13 affair.
Yeah, Martin's first catch of the game actually went for -3, so that was a much better play right there for him, and very possibly stops the game from being played with a running clock. And for those of you who've never had the experience of seeing a running clock game, hold on, wait till after the extra point. 35-13 now with the conversion pending.
Snap spot. Kick is up. Kick is down the middle. Kick is good, and that'll make it 35-14 with a $1:41 left to play in the first half of action.
And yeah, basically, when there's a running clock, what happens is that the clock the clock just keeps on ticking when it would normally stop, like for incompletions and scores and things. I think they do change. I don't even think they do it for change of possession. Maybe after a score. I've only done 2 or 3 running clock games, and one of them, it was probably the sorriest I ever felt for the opponent of the team I was commentating for. It was a couple of years ago in the first round of the playoffs when Cascade was playing up at Park Tudor up in North Indianapolis, and Park Tudor had recently had a big enrollment drop, and they would go down to Class 1A the next year, but they only had 16 players dressed for the game. And, and the kick goes deep, takes a bounce, and picked up at about the 2, now brought up to about the 15. So Avon with 1:36 to go, still all 3 timeouts. So they should have no problem. Here. If they decide that they want to push it back up to 4 touchdowns and then try to make it 5 early in the third quarter and play with the running clock, which would help compensate for how long this game has gone on. Already 8:07, and the teams are not in the locker rooms yet. So now 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hessen in shotgun. Takes it, drops back. He's got time. Throws deep up the middle. He's got the catch, and he's going to go all the way for the touchdown. Yes, Joe Hall, 85 yards for the touchdown. Oh, my God. Number 18 of the season for Henry Hessen, including number 4 tonight. God, they're making it look easy.
Yeah, what a great pitch and catch right there for the Avon Orioles. And again, you see plays like that. We talked about throughout this broadcast so far, Leck, the idea of righting the ship at the right time. You want to win every game, but what really matters is that final third or so of the regular season, and Avon appears to be hitting a stride right now. The win last week, looking like they're going to get another big one here tonight so far, and that play right there shows they have an arsenal, and they can put up points very quick. They put up 41, and now 42 tonight, pending the result of this extra point.
So Sam Miller trying to make it 6 for 6. She does. So with 1:22 to go here in the first half at Avon, your Orioles playing probably their best game of the season. They lead the Fishers Tigers 42-14 here on AudioSportsOnline.com.
Let's thank some more of the fine sponsors that make it possible for us to be out here tonight. Please remember to call Fry Electric for all your electrical needs. Harmony of Avon is a proud sponsor of Avon Athletics. The team at Bailey Family Dental is always warm and friendly, wanting to take care of all your dental needs from ages 1 to 100. Dr. Bailey and his staff provide excellent dental care without fear or concern. We at Bailey Family Dental would like to wish all the athletic teams good luck. And head to Ralph's Muffler and Brake Shop, located next to Lowe's on Dan Jones Road. It's first come, first served. For your free estimate, visit Ralph's Muffler and Brake Shop for all your car care needs. And Mosquito Joe's. We help you ditch the itch and make outside fun again. 317-350-1131. Go Orioles. And last but certainly not least, the team at Larkin Collision Center is always ready to serve any of your automotive repair needs. They would like to wish all the Avon athletic teams good luck this year. I'm Rob Kendall. He's Lex Zorn. We welcome you in if you're just joining us tonight here at Avon High School. It is now 42-14, 1:22 left to go in the first half, I should say, of action. Avon with a 28-point lead. They'll kick it off. Let's see if Fishers makes a run at it here at the end of the half, or they elect to just run this thing into the locker room. It will be returned from the 10, 15, and Avon all over at that time.
So with 1:17 to go here in the first half, now Fishers once again trying to keep Avon from being able to make it a running clock. But I was saying, this game that I commentated in the playoffs a couple of years ago up at Park Tudor, the host school Park Tudor, they only dressed 16 players. They had recently had a big enrollment drop. It's a private school, and they had a lot of injuries from the few players they did have, and they only dressed 16. And I really felt sorry for those kids that night. And Cascade led 41-0 at the half, and they played the entire second half with a running clock. And that's one of the few times where I condoned the running clock. That was really necessary for that one.
Well, give them credit. They are going to try to score well, but Avon right there that time as they tried the little screen pass to Dunn. It didn't go much of anywhere.
No.
And with a minute 5 to go, Fishers doesn't appear to be in too much of a hurry. And you got to wonder, Leck, obviously Avon still has a bevy of timeouts here. Do you really want to run the risk of giving the ball back to this team? I get that you're down 28 points, but the Avon vaunted offense has been very, very tough so far. There's a ball caught, cut back center of the field. It should be enough for a first down.
Yeah.
That will stop the clock to move the chains with 42. No signal yet.
Simmons again.
Looks like they may be a little short there. No signal yet, and no. Now they will say it. So now they will move the chains. No signal yet though to stop the clock. So that'll get them up to the 40. As I'll move the camera there. Sorry about that. We'll get the ball up to the 26-ish. Rolling right side. Rolling. Throwing on the run, and it is going to be. Is it caught? Nope. They'll say he was juggling up there near midfield. Incomplete pass. 15 seconds to go. Fishers will have it 2nd and 10.
Well, Fishers, after Avon scored almost at will on their first possession, Fishers came back and scored in less than 2 minutes on that 43-yard pass from Pruitt to Morris, but it's been almost all Avon ever since. They've just completely dominated the game.
Rolling right side, rolling, throwing, got a man, it's caught, and he's going to be dropped, and a flag flies, and that may be a face mask or a horse collar tackle.
That was...
and it will be enough for a first down, and with 8 seconds to go, the clock is stopped, so that's kind of a bad penalty there that time on Avon, because that will stop the clock, give him 15 yards, and give him an opportunity at least to give it the old heave-ho towards the end zone. Probably still not in field goal range, certainly at the high school level. That'll walk it all the way up to the 44, down to the 44, I should say. And now let's see what the Fishers Tigers have in store for what could be the final play of the first half. Snap and a quick spike of the ball, and so now it will probably be the final play of the first half.
So Fishers trying to, set up possibly a Hail Mary, some kind of shot at the end zone. And Martin, by the way, also now it looks promising in this. Silas Martin has 3 receptions now for 23 yards and a touchdown. So he's shown some promise. He is a senior for the Tigers.
Snap back to pass. Steps up. He's going to run with it. He breaks away from one tackle, still on his feet, and he's going to backward lateral it. Now Dunn's up on his feet. He can throw it. He does throw it. It's incomplete.
We got a flag.
A flag flies in. That's going to be a holding call. and that's going to bring about the end of the first half. Let's see here. We'll pan back and wait for the official call. That's going to be a hold. Anytime you see the guy that's the lineman talking to the official with his hands up, no, they're going to call it on Avon. Well, he must have pointed the wrong way. Yeah, okay, he pointed the wrong way.
Okay, yeah.
Say, there's no way Fishers is declining that. All right, so 1.5 in the books. We are now going to bring the Avon band on for the halftime show, and we'd like to remind you, as we prepare to welcome the Avon band, that the halftime show is brought to you by the Avon Athletic Department. The Avon Athletic Department is bringing you tonight's band at halftime here on AudioSportsOnline.com. We're going to step away for a bit and let you enjoy the band as they'll come onto the field and let you tune in and listen. I'm Rob Kendall. He's Lex Zorn. We'll be back in a bit. 42-14. Avon with the lead.
gentlemen, turn your attention to the field for a special halftime performance from your Avon Marching Black and Gold.
right, well, there you go. That was the band, Rob Kendall, Lex Zorn, back here at Avon High School, where the Avon Orioles lead it by a score of 42-14. And Lex, pretty much a perfect half of football from Avon. They'll look to build on that in the second half.
That's right. Henry Hessen playing probably his best game of the season. He's been virtually perfect. You know, I guess he has a 158.3 quarterback rating for this game. Here are the numbers so far. He's completed 12 of 16 passes, 245 yards, and 4 touchdowns, 3 of them coming to Joe Hall, another to Wallace Stovall, and in addition, last year's biggest star receiver, Carmelo Anthony, who's only played 2 of the first 5 games, 2 rushing touchdowns tonight, and one of them from 77 yards. So it's been a great team effort across the board. And, Fishers, after they went down 7-0, came back and scored on their first possession in less than 2 minutes. And quarterback Lucas Pruitt was perfect in doing so, 4 for 4 with 85 yards. It looked like Fishers might hang in there, but then Avon struck back with 4 touchdowns in a span of about 9 minutes to put the game away. And it looked like we were going to start playing with a running clock until Fishers did score on a 4th and 4 at the 13 to cut the lead to 21. Had they not done so, Avon would have had the ball with a chance to make it 35, which is the number that pushes you into the running clock. However, on Avon's ensuing play, on Avon's ensuing drive, they did score on the first play on an 85-yard touchdown pass from Hessen to Hall. So Henry Hessen, 18 yards, 18 touchdowns now through the first 5.5 games, solidifying his Mr. Football status. And I'll tell you, if he keeps on piling up these numbers over the remaining 3.5 regular season games, and if Avon continues to win those games, then he is going to be a real Mr. Football candidate. And especially because Avon has built such a reputation as a quarterback school, people are paying attention. You know, you had Brandon Peters, who went on to the University of Michigan. Cameron Meisner went on to the University of Indianapolis. And now Hessen, and, can hardly wait to see who's coming down the turnpike next for the Orioles, which is one reason why I'm glad you all have us cover all of these freshman and junior varsity games for the Orioles, too. Those are a real treat. And let's take a look at what happens the rest of the way from here in the regular season. A week from tonight, Avon will go up to Westfield to play the currently 7th-ranked Shamrocks. Westfield has been one of the great powers to emerge in the last decade. They were really a mediocre program for a long time, then came out of nowhere to advance to the Class 5A state championship game in 2013, losing to Cathedral, and they got back to the Class 5A state championship game in 2016, won this time, and that tournament success over the 2015 and 2016 seasons pushed the Shamrocks into Class 6A, but they haven't faltered. Like I said, currently ranked number 7, and they have one of the best stadiums in the state, so hope you all will get out there. Leave by 3:30 so you can beat the 465 traffic. And then 2 weeks from tonight, the Orioles will return home for Senior Day, game 8 out of 9 in the regular season, to play the Zionsville Eagles. Zionsville, a decent team, but should be very winnable for Avon. And then finally, the Orioles close out the regular season 3 weeks from tonight up at Noblesville against what unfortunately is a very bad Millers team this year. You know, of course, I want Avon to win, but I don't wish any harm on their opponents. And I do feel for the fine people up there in Noblesville, the way the program's struggling this year. But nevertheless, if we can get that win up at Westfield next week, which I think is about 50-50, if we play the way we play tonight, the way we played this first half, we play that way for all 48 minutes next week. I think next week should be a 50-50 proposition of getting out there with a win. And if we do that, it'll be our 3rd in a row, and we got a great shot to beat Zionsville 2 weeks from tonight, and then almost certain to beat Noblesville 3 weeks from tonight. So that would send us into the playoffs at 6-3. And you look at who else is in our sectional. Brownsburg, they did beat us, but not terribly. It was 47-29. They're undefeated. You know, last year they ruined our perfect season. Maybe this year we'll get a chance to do the same to them, to turn the tables. Also, Carmel, which is 3-2 and ranked number 8, but this is not the dominant Carmel team that we've seen in most recent years. So a team that we should be able to beat if we bring our A game. And then Pike, which is, it looks like the weakest team of the sectional. They are in the mix, so you don't want to take them too lightly, but that would certainly be a winnable game. So it should be a very competitive sectional. It'll start 5 weeks from tonight. Hopefully by the time we do our final regular season broadcast 2 weeks from tonight, we will know what's going to happen with, you know, our postseason broadcast schedule. We will keep you updated, and you can always stay updated, you know, anytime by visiting the Audio Sports Online webpage. So now they got the clock set for 12 minutes. And, you know, normally at this time I would talk about what each team needs to do in the second half to win. Now, in this case, with Avon leading 42-14 and having scored, I believe they've scored on every possession they've had in the game, then I think, you know, it's pretty safe to say Avon's going to win. So I'm just going to say for Avon, I just want to see great execution, you know, for the rest of the half. It's likely that the starters will be taken out probably sometime in the mid to late third quarter, but we'll see. And if I were, you know, commentating as Fisher's home commentator, I would say I just want them to take care of the ball and don't give up any good field position to Avon, and just play a mistake-free half. So deep kick taken at the 5, brought up to the 10, to the 15, 20, and wow, that hit came from out of nowhere. I didn't see that coming. So wow, and he's slow to get up. Hopefully he's not hurt. That was Dominic Oliverio, who had about a 30-some yarder. His legs are up, but he's lying on his back. Hopefully this is not a serious injury. He took a really, really hard hit, and he's being attended to by personnel now. And Fisher's, you know, really has a very interesting place in history. I don't know this for a fact. It would take a while to research this, but they are, to my knowledge, the only team whose first program win came in the playoffs. It was back in 2006 when Rick Wimmer built the program that was, I hate to say from scratch because that's a little misleading. You know, another program, like Garin Catholic, for example, started from scratch back in 2004. You know, they weren't carved out of another school, but, you know, Fisher's was carved out of Hamilton Southeastern. But nevertheless, Rick Wimmer took over, and now Oliverio gets up and he's walking off the field groggily but under his own power, so that's good to see, getting a nice ovation from the fans. And but anyway, Fisher suffered through an 0-9 regular season, you know, in their first season in school history, but then in the first round of the playoffs, they beat Kokomo. And then after that, they had, I think, 9 straight winning seasons. 9 or 10 straight winning seasons, capped off by the 2010 state championship when they beat Lawrence Central there over at Lucas Oil Stadium. So now first play from scrimmage here in the third quarter coming at you. Lucas Pruitt, who's had a fairly good game, high completion percentage, not a lot of yards per completion. He hands off there, I believe that's to Dunn, but they're right on top of him, and he's brought down for a loss. 11:48 to go here in the third quarter. Fishers enters the game at 1-4, Avon at 2-3, but apparently about to even its record at 500 and get its first winning streak of the season. And that's a 4-yard loss there by Dunn, who I have only 11 for 27 in this game, averaging nearly, coming into tonight, averaging nearly 10 yards a carry, only a sophomore. And now Pruitt throws deep. He's got a man open, and it is caught there by Simmons around midfield. So that's the kind of play that they desperately needed there for the Tigers there. They're marking him, it looks like, right at the 50. That's the second longest completion of the game there for Pruitt, the longest being the 41-yard 43-yard touchdown pass to Morris there in the first quarter. I have Simmons now with, or is it coming back? Personal foul against Fishers. So that will negate the 35-yard gain there. So, another bad break for Fishers tonight. Well, we do appreciate all the Fishers fans who have tuned in for this game. We appreciate this school up there for posting the link to this game. Since the IHSAA has this season asked only, basically asked, the broadcast crews to only broadcast the home games, hopefully just for this season. I have a feeling it will be just for this season. But, we're thankful to be doing any games at all, and now we're just waiting to see where they mark this. So 11:18 to go here in the third quarter at Avon, 8:39 your time of day here. So now the Orioles line up three receivers. I'm sorry, the Tigers line up three receivers to the right. Pruitt takes the screen pass over to the left. It is completed, but he's brought down for a gain of maybe one. Give him credit for 1 yard there. Sorry, I could not tell from my vantage point who the receiver was. But nevertheless, I believe it was Morris, but anyway, so now three receivers to the right. Pruitt rolls right. He looks downfield. He throws, but it is overthrown, and it was caught by an Avon player, but out of bounds. Nevertheless, it will bring up fourth down and 13 for the Tigers. 10:31 to go. So, Rob, if Avon scores a touchdown on this possession and gets the extra point, then that will put us to a running clock and might get us out of here relatively early after all. So, certainly, Fishers has done some good things on offense, but they've had a hard time sustaining drives.
Yeah, and as you said, it's been all Avon, and now they're going to punt from all the way back near the 2-yard line. And now whistle and flags fly. Delay a game, I think it's going to be the call. It came from flag came from the back, so it's going to be a delay a game.
So, yeah, definitely a tough game for Fishers, from a standpoint of, just a lot of bad breaks. They've had spots where they played well, especially on that drive, but they just haven't sustained drives, and they haven't had any answers at all for Avon's outstanding offense. I believe the Orioles have scored a touchdown on every possession in this game. So now standing in the end zone, they rush him, they go for the block. The punt is now rolling between the 40 and 45, now goes close to the 50, and Fishers downs it around the 47. So with 10:14 to go here in the third quarter at Avon, your Orioles take over in great field position and 7 points away from making this a running clock and ending this game early. So, yeah, it's I don't like the running clock rule. I liked it better when it was a mutual consent thing, but, I think sometimes rules are passed based on emotional knee-jerk reactions rather than them actually being good rules. I mean, there are times, there are exceptions to almost every rule. Like I mentioned that, Cascade Park Tudor playoff game a couple of years ago where I was glad they did a running clock because, I mean, when, you've only got 16 players against a team that has about 37, I mean, you got to play a lot of your guys with offense and defense. I was just afraid of, one of those Park Tudor kids getting hurt, which thankfully did not happen. So now Avon, after the ball moved back 10 yards, takes over 1st and 10 at their own 43, 57 yards away. Two receivers to each side, one running back, Henry Hessen in shotgun. Screen pass to, it's caught. They're right on top of him. He breaks tackle up to the 50, and he's past midfield. That was Stovall then. They give him credit for the first. No, they marked him down a yard short. Nevertheless, only 2nd and 1 for the Orioles. 9:59 to go now. Stovall having a great game. 6 for 56 and a touchdown tonight. So now, snap. Hessen drops back. He's got time. Throws downfield and just overthrown. Hessen has completed 13 of 18 passes tonight, having probably his best game of the season. He did have 4 interceptions coming into tonight versus 14 touchdowns, which is a good 3.5 to 1, a good touchdown to interception ratio. But I think a couple of his interceptions came from just feeling like he had to, take the whole team on his shoulders, like especially in that Hamilton Southeastern game where we were down 25-0. So now 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff there, I believe that's McCray, who's had a very quiet game. He's brought down around the line of scrimmage. Yeah, it was McCray, and they got him down at the line of scrimmage. Wow, that's only McCray's fourth carry of the game. So 4th and 1 at the Fishers 48. Avon has scored, I believe, on scored a touchdown on every possession of this game. I'm almost certain of that. So now, anyway, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. McCray, the running back, Hessen in shotgun, trying to keep their streak alive, trying to send us to a running clock here. Now takes the handoff. Hessen, he's got the first down, and he goes down around the 44 or 45, so that's a gain of about 4 yards there for Henry Hessen. He does move the chains. We got 9:04 to go in the 3rd quarter now. They give him credit for 4. Hessen, his 2nd rush of the game. He had 13 on the first one. 1st and 10 at the 44 now, 9 minutes to go and counting. 19 on the play clock. Hall to the left, 3 receivers to the right. McCray, the running back. Hessen takes the snap. It's slow, but he gets it. Throws deep. He's got a man open. It's caught inside the 20. He takes it down inside the 15, down to about the 12. That was Carmelo Mitchell. Has 2 rushing touchdowns tonight, and that is his first reception. Play covers about 30 yards. Let's see exactly where they mark him. 14 of 19 through the air for Henry Hessen tonight. Okay, they give him credit for 22 on that one. So now 2 receivers to each side. McCray still in there at running back. Takes it. It's a handoff. And McCray, they're ready for him, and he gets maybe 1 or 2. We'll see what kind of spot he gets. Krishawn McCray, they're marking him, it looks like, right down at the line of scrimmage. I thought he got a yard or 2, but nevertheless, the guy they did give him credit for 2, I was going to say. Okay, 7:49 to go and counting. We've got Hall and 2 other receivers now to the left, 1 to the right. Hessen in shotgun. The snap. Fakes the handoff, throws up the middle, bullet pass, he's got it, and he's got the touchdown. Yes. Who was that? Remington Gall. 20 yards, and that's number 5 on the game, number 19 of the season for Henry Hessen. And now we're an extra point, a Sam Miller extra point away from having a running clock here with 7:28 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Your score, Avon 48, Fishers 14 with the conversion pending. There's a bullet pass to Gall, who ran a slant up the middle. From the right to the middle, excuse me. And the kick is up, and it is good. Hit the left upright, but still went through. So with 7:28 to go, there's that 35-point lead. And all is right with the world now for Avon. Fans breathing a sigh of relief. A great job recovering these last 2 weeks after that 1-3 start. A very nice win against Franklin Central last week out on the east side of Indianapolis, and an even much better win tonight against Fishers.
Hey, Andy Moore has you covered for all of your automotive needs, new, used, parts, or service. Go to andymoore.com where you get more for your money. And Avon Orthodontics, it is the happening place to be. Everyone at Avon Orthodontics wishes the Orioles good luck. BSN Sports is a proud sponsor and official provider of uniforms, apparel, spirit wear, and equipment for Avon Athletics. And Chick-fil-A Avon. Order the app and skip the lines. Download Chick-fil-A One today. And are you in need of screen print or embroidery? Visit us online at lmspiritgear.com. And Avon Oral Surgery would like to wish all Avon athletes good luck this year. Go Orioles. The Beacon Sign Company, the official sign company for Avon Sports. Hungry? How about BJ's Restaurant Avon? Come visit us after the game for pizza and Pizookies. Proud sponsor of Avon Athletics. Go Orioles. And please remember to call Fry Electric for all your electrical needs. Harmony of Avon, loving people and sharing hope together. Experience more at harmonyofavon.com. And the team at Bailey Family Dental is always warm and friendly, wanting to take care of all your dental needs from ages 1 to 100. Dr. Bailey and his staff provide excellent dental care without fear or concern. We at Bailey Family Dental would like to wish all the athletic teams good luck.
So the kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. And now, now Fishers will take over. And yes, the clock is now ticking. So we're going to get out of here at a fairly decent time after all. had that not happened, we might have been here till about 9:45. But anyway, what an exciting evening of football for the fans. You know, my hat goes off to the approximately 150 to 200 Fishers fans who made the very grueling trip, which normally would be about a 45-minute drive, but under, the kind of traffic conditions, in midday traffic conditions in Indianapolis, it can be pretty bad. So now, Tigers start off with a pass for about 15 yards there. So Jeffrey Simmons been the main go-to guy for the Tigers tonight. They give him credit for 14 on that one, 6:31 to go and counting. Playing with a running clock here. Fishers trailing Avon 49-14 here on audiosportsonline.com in our 15th season, bringing you Avon Orioles football. And now I believe that was done, and he was spun around and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. I have Simmons 7 for 77 in this game. And now a long pass there is complete, so that's going to be a big yard.
Yeah, big catch that time, as you said. That clock will continue to run, though, with the running clock, but that's a big reception and a big gain.
So that's the 24-yard pickup there. Another pass to Simmons. There is a flag, so let's see if it counts.
Brownsburg knotted at 28 against Westfield.
Wow.
It's a penalty against Avon, so that flag is going to be declined.
Yes. So, yeah, Jeffrey Simmons showing some, having some good moments in this game. I have him 8 receptions, 101 yards.
Stretch play, cuts it back, short gain.
And he picks up about 2 or 3 yards there. So 2nd and 6, they've given 4 there on that. That was Oliverio there on the rush. Carson Dunn only, by my count, only 11 for 27 in this game. He's really been well contained, and because we got such a big lead so early, it really took their running game largely out of commission. And there's an incompletion there.
Tipped up, it's incomplete.
Very dangerous. Could have, tips are just so dangerous. I mean, they're, invitations for interceptions. So anyway, very relaxing second half here. Already down to I do so few running clock games. I think this is only about the fourth I've ever done. In fact, ironically, I believe this is the first time I've ever done a running clock, not counting JV games. And now a handoff there. I believe that's Oliverio, and he gets up for maybe 2 or 3. 3:39 to go and counting. But the first 3 I remember doing in varsity were all in the playoffs. So they give him credit. They give him credit for a first down there. But yeah, let's see. There's 2 years in a row a Cascade game in the playoffs against Western Boone in 2017 and Park Tudor 2018, and then last year Plainfield against Decatur Central in the playoffs. So now, now Pruitt takes it himself and he runs out of bounds, but this time does not stop the clock because we're doing a running clock. But my favorite running clock story, though, I'll save it for when we have a a change of possession or something where I have a little more time, because it's a funny story. But to tease it a little bit, it's the first time I ever did commentary about an insect that was crawling on the window of the press box. But anyway, so now a handoff there, and he's brought down for a loss.
Yeah, great job that time by Avon there in the secondary, really coming up, making some hits, getting that penetration.
Carson Dunn, has had an extraordinary sophomore season, nearly 10 yards a carry coming into tonight. He'll have a lot of better days in the future, on into college. Just having a rough night. Loss of 8 there. But, that's a good sign, though, for this Avon rushing defense that struggled a lot this year, for them to contain a running back the magnitude of Dunn. That's a good sign that this rushing defense in particular, and this team in general, is turning a corner tonight. And now and now Fishers takes a timeout, so because it's a timeout, it will stop the clock. But anyway, the story I'm going to tell you, back in 2016, Rob and I were out at Plainfield on a Monday night commentating their JV game against Greenwood. Now, Greenwood is a Class 4A team. They're when I've commentated them, they've always been well stocked with a full roster. But this night, I guess they must have gotten in some kind of tie-up on US 31, which has some of the worst traffic in the state, and I try to avoid like the plague. And anyway, so Greenwood, to get to the Plainfield, you'd likely go north on US 31 and then go on to 465. But anyway, apparently there was an awful traffic tie-up, and one of the 2 Greenwood buses managed to make it to the game, and exactly 2 fans from Greenwood managed to make it to the game. So Greenwood only had about 17 or 18 players, so obviously they were, it was not on a level playing field, and they went down by about 50 points quickly. And now Pruitt throws into the end zone, but there's nobody there. But anyway, so it got to be 50-0, and they put the game on a running clock. And it was such a painful game to watch because Greenwood was so shorthanded. And anyway, then there was this like weird-looking bug that was crawling on the glass. So just to fill up the time, I actually started talking about the bug on the screen. So you know what kind of game it is when, it's more interesting to talk about a bug. So that's my favorite running clock story. But my heart went out to the 2 Greenwood fans who showed up for that game. So now on 4th and 14, Pruitt rolls, and he's going to take it himself, but he's going to be well short of the first down and picks up about 2 or 3. So with 55 seconds to go, and they're not even stopping the clock for the change of possession. They have Pruitt credit for 4 there. So now Avon will take over 1st and 10 at the 31. I doubt we'll see Hessen in now, and this is the toughest part for me as a commentator when they put in guys who you're not accustomed to seeing. So let's see. We got a new quarterback. And I cannot tell who got it, but okay, that's number 34 for the Orioles. That is Dalen Ziegler. Or Ziegler, excuse me. He's a sophomore, 5'10", 175. And that will be the end of the quarter. So, your Avon Orioles on their way to their first winning streak of the season. Your score after 3 quarters here at Avon. The Avon Orioles 49, the Fishers Tigers 14. We'll be back with the thrilling conclusion on audiosportsonline.com.
Please remember to call Fry Electric for all your electrical needs. Harmony of Avon, loving people and sharing hope together. Experience more at harmonyofavon.com. And the team at Bailey Family Dental is always warm and friendly, wanting to take care of all your dental needs from ages 1 to 100. Dr. Bailey and his staff provide excellent dental care without fear or concern. We at Bailey Family Dental would like to wish all the athletic teams good luck. And Ralph's Muffler, head to Ralph's Muffler and Brake Shop, located next to Lowe's on Dan Jones Road. It's first come, first served for your free estimate. Visit Ralph's Muffler and Brake Shop for all your car care needs. And Mosquito Joe's, we help you ditch the itch and make outside fun again. 317-350-1131. Go Orioles. And supporting Avon Athletics for over 20 years, Steve and Debbie Larkin and their families are proud to be Avon alumni. Everyone at Larkin Collision wishes the Avon Orioles good luck.
All right, so starting off the quarter here, we got a running clock, and I believe that was Ziegler again who got the ball. Or Ziegler. I've heard it pronounced both ways already. The correct German pronunciation would be Ziegler. I did take 4 years of German in high school. But anyway, he picks up 2 there. And I imagine we'll see a very conservative game plan by Avon the rest of the way. 11:21 to go and counting, so we will be out of here probably by 9:15. So a short night after all. So now handoff again. This time he's up for about 3 or 4. So Ziegler gets the ball on 3 consecutive carries. Now the clock under 11 minutes to go and counting. Avon 49, Fishers 14. Game 6 out of 9 in the regular season. Avon entered the game at 2-3. Fishers at 1-4 in their first year under new head coach Kurt Funk. Only the second head coach in program history, taking over for the living legend Rick Wimmer. So 3 and out after 3 consecutive runs by the sophomore Ziegler. And by the way, the quarterback right now on that, well, it's a low snap on the punt. He gets it away though. It takes a big Avon bounce inside the 40, inside the 30, inside the 25. Now down to about the 22 or 23. So Fishers will take over with 10:09 to go and counting. By the way, the quarterback for Avon on that last possession, though he did not throw any passes, was Mason Reynolds. He is a freshman, 6'1", 195. So for a freshman quarterback, that's good size. So very possibly, very possibly the next big thing. Remember the last, the current starting quarterback for Avon, Henry Hessen, he began starting as a sophomore. Maybe Mason Reynolds will do the same. We'll see. So now 9:34 to go. Let's see what it looks like. Fishers has got a new quarterback in as well. Now we got the referee stopping the clock here. But the game should be over. There's 9:17 to go and counting, and that should be, in real time, how much longer this game is going to last. So see for Fishers carrying the ball there, that he picked up 4. I could not quite tell. I am sorry. I will try to catch a look at his number next time. And he's got another good rush there. He's going to be short of the first down, though. So 3rd and 2 now. So 3rd and 2 now for Fishers, trying to, finish the game on a positive note. Their starters had some very good moments on offense, but struggled to finish drives. And there are a couple of special teams blunders as well that allowed Avon to pull away. Okay,
Westfield leads it 35-28 in the third quarter.
Well, I'll tell you, Rob. If and now so Josh Thompson gets the first down there, but anyway, Fisher's now 12 yards of rushes on this drive by, I believe, all by Josh Thompson. And now a throw downfield. He's got a man open.
And I think it's intercepted. It is.
Yes. So so Avon now 7:36 to go, and with a running clock, they very well could run out the rest of the clock, or at least a big chunk of it. So, and I'll tell you, as Avon only 3 interceptions in the first 5 games, as their defense has struggled, it's nice for him to get an interception here tonight. Austin Mayo with 2 and Isaac Castro 1 coming into tonight. So 7 minutes and counting now. $6:50 to go now in the game. So 6:37 to go and counting, and let's see. Let's see if if Avon, and now they've got a more aggressive formation here, but they hand the ball off again. This time he's got some room over on the left side. He's got the first down and more. Past the 50, past the 45, 40, 35, 30, past the 30. So that's a gain there of about 40 yards. Was that Ziegler again? So 43-yard gain there, and Avon, threatening to put some more points on the board. Let's see here. First and 10 at the 27, 5:40 to go, and they very well could run off the rest of the clock of this drive. And now a rush over to the left, and he gets inside the 25. So they said Spencer there. So 2nd and 7 at the 24. So, I always like it when the freshmen or the sophomores who don't get much varsity action get into the varsity game and do something big with it. It's nice for them to have that chance. And so now 4:50 to go here in the game. And now the quarterback, I believe it's still Reynolds in there. He takes it over to the right side inside the 20, and he's twisted around. And so 4:38 to go and counting. That's going to be a gain of, I don't think he got the first, or did he? Yes, he did. So a 7-yard pickup there. I believe that was Reynolds there, still in there at quarterback, the 6'1" freshman. So 4:09 to go, and now this time there's the handoff, and he gets up to the middle, up to about the 13 or so. That'll pick up of about 4 minutes to go. $3:49 to go and counting. So, and the clock, Avon looks content to just let the clock tick. They give him credit for 3 there, so 2nd and 7 at the 14. 2 receivers to each side now. And handoff now, and he takes it over to the left side, but he's He runs out of room, and he's attacked by a swarm of tigers, and he's knocked out of bounds for it looks like a loss of about 1. So that'll bring up third and about 8 with 3:15 to go here in the game. And if the by the way, if the Orioles move the chains here, it's likely that they'll just run out the rest of the clock, or at least a vast majority of it. So now 2:50 to go. 2:45, and now fakes. Gives him the handoff, and he breaks a tackle. He's inside the 10, inside the 5, and we got a late flag. He's brought down around the 4, the 5. So a lot of the youngsters on this Avon team, a lot of the JV guys, getting some significant action tonight here in the fourth quarter of this game, and giving us a look at the future of this stellar program, which now has established itself as a consistent top 10, almost a consistent top 5 program. Out of the top 10 now, but after the last 2 wins, very well could jump back into the rankings next week. Certainly if they keep winning the rest of the year, they will. But, after finishing last year with 8 consecutive weeks at number 1, but losing in the first round of the playoffs, this year, what happens in November is, the biggest concern for this Avon team. So let's see here. 1:40 to go and counting. 3rd and 8. And now they rush it over to the left side, and they're going to, they gain just a couple, so it'll be 4th down. And so we'll be able to run it well under a minute. So 4th and 6 now, 1:17. Presumably this will be Avon's last offensive play of the game. So 1 minute to go now. Avon about to close out this game, 49-14 your score. And now handoff over to the right side, inside the 10. Up to about the 5, plows his way forward to about the 3, and he does have the first down, so presumably the Orioles will just kneel at the clock from here, but we shall see. 36 seconds to go. So anyway, don't forget, next week Avon will go back on the road to play at Westfield, currently the number 7 ranked team in the state, who's giving Brownsburg a run for the money right now. Beautiful facility, beautiful city. Hope you all will get up there to support the Orioles next week. And then 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be back here on the air to bring you Avon versus Zionsville in Avon's last regular season home game. And then the next week, they close out the season there at Noblesville. And then we'll go on to the playoffs starting 5 weeks from tonight. That's the game. So, wish they could all be this easy, but nevertheless, Avon, outstanding performance, shaking off their 1-3 start. Got a very good win against Franklin Central last week. Outstanding, almost perfect win against Fishers tonight. Your final score, Avon 49, Fishers 14.
All right, that is going to do it for us tonight. Great job, Leck. Thank you as always. Fishers takes it Avon takes it tonight 49-14 over Fishers. We will see you in 2 weeks back here against Zionsville. He's Leck Zorn. I'm Rob Kendall. Have yourself a great evening.